Dun 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 dun. Hey, I think we're on. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What's going on? Are we on? We should be on. We should be on. Oh, yes. Wrong one. See, it's been a while. That's why we don't do things.
Blue-eyed Viking sails the sea. Memphis dreams where he's meant to be. Gaining life in a digital speed. Swords and shields through your teeth.
Oh wait, yeah, right.
Broadcast king with stories
I should take this from the other one, and then we continue with you guys and girls. So yeah, we're doing different thing at least for now. We are, because I've been thinking, like to learn about the Unreal Engine and how to make games. So basically, that's what I want to start doing right now. So. Dee, 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 dee. So, what we're gonna do first is there's a guy called Unreal Sensei that posts all kinds of tutorials and stuff about Unreal Engine, which of course name says Unreal Sensei. So what we're doing is basically we're watching the clip, we're trying to do the same thing that he does, and in the time we're learning about it. So it's gonna be fun. And let's put it's 14. It's on 1080 only. Okay. Well, let's see what he has to say, and then we're gonna start playing with it.
To creating this game right here. The
Alright.
goal is to destroy all the targets before the timer hits 0.
Okay.
It is a first-person shooter, but you can take the skills you learn here to create your dream game. We will walk through the entire programming process.
Okay.
And once the last target is hit, the player wins the game. In this tutorial, you will learn how to program with Unreal's visual scripting language called Blueprints,
Okay.
design a user interface to display game information,
Uh huh.
create custom weapons from scratch, destroy objects using chaos physics, and finally, add our game to any environment you choose. You don't need any Unreal or programming experience to follow along. Everything throughout this process will be shown step by step.
Okay.
It is important to know that I have another UE5 beginner tutorial that focuses on level and environment design. So if you want to learn how to create your own environment, then you can check out that video. This tutorial will mostly focus on programming. Now, we are going to start with the very basics. If you already know how to navigate inside Unreal and move objects, then you can skip to the next chapter, where we dive into programming with blueprints. So with all that being
I think we're gonna go through with this. I think I know how to move things and everything a little bit, but let's go through with it and learn on the get go.
said, let's start creating our game. We first have to download Unreal Engine 5. You can get Unreal Engine 5 in the Epic Games launcher.
Yep,
Select Unreal
yep,
Engine,
yep,
and then
yep.
select library. Now under here, you don't have any versions of Unreal Engine installed.
Ah,
You wanna
okay,
click
so
on
that's the
plus
installing
icon.
part.
Now this is
That's
going to create a brand new.
that's,
or
that's
create
we
a
don't
brand
need.
new project from a template. So
Okay.
to create a project from a template, go to games, and now we get a bunch of starter games we can select from to start creating our game from.
Okay.
Now in my case, I'm going to select the third-person game, even though we are later going to create a first-person game. I want to show off the features of Unreal within the third-person character project for now. We will create a first-person project in the next chapter.
Okay.
And right here, we get a bunch of project settings. I'm going to leave them at default for now.
Okay.
And for the project name, let's call this My First Project. And then it's going to ask us a location that we want to save our project at. So if
Okay.
you want to change this location, select this file folder and navigate to the area on your computer where you want the project to be saved. Now, in my case, I decided to save it onto my desktop and click Create. Now, this is going to create a brand new folder on my desktop called My Project's Name. And if I open up this folder, you will see all the folders and assets that make up my game. Now, if I ever exit out of my game, instead of opening up my project through Unreal Engine, I can open up the folder of my project and then
Just
double-click
open
on the
that.
.u
Okay, cool.
project to open it that way. This is what you will see when you open up Unreal Engine. In this chapter, we're going to go over the basics, like how to navigate in our world and what all these different windows do. If you already know the basics, then feel free to skip ahead to the next chapter where we cover blueprints.
Okay.
For those who don't know, or if you just want a refresher, in the middle here we have the viewport. So the viewport is where we're going to be doing the majority of our environment work. Now, in order to navigate around in our viewport, you want to hold down the right mouse button. So holding down the right mouse button will allow us to pan my camera around while I move the mouse. And with the right mouse button held down, I can use W to go forward, S to go backwards,
Okay.
A to go to the left, and D to go to the right.
Okay.
So that's right mouse button held down, WASD to move around. And with the right mouse button, of course, I can use E to go up or Q to go down.
Ah, E
So
was the
that's
one that
WASD,
I forgot it.
Q and
Okay.
E. And if
Q
you're
and E.
familiar with first-person video game, then luckily for you, you already have the muscle memory to navigate in Unreal Engine.
Pretty much,
Now,
yes.
let's say if you don't like the speed of your camera, maybe you think it's too fast or it's too slow, you could change the speed of your camera by coming up here to this camera icon, selecting it.
Oh, so okay, it's new chapter already. So let's follow it what it did. So basically, he takes third person, no starter contact. I have my things put on here. Projects, select folder, and my first keyboard. Why did my keyboard switch off now? Give me a second. Oh my god. This nonsense. Why is this keyboard so bad sometimes? Is this one? Nope. Wasn't this one? Where's this heavy cable? This one. That Stream Deck. Come on. For fuck's sake, keyboard. Hello? Why did the keyboard now die? What is this nonsense? Holy shit. That's why we can't have nice things. Okay, keyboard came back. Something else. What is this? I don't know what that is. But the keyboard come back. Let's see what I'm missing now. Okay, keyboard is back. Sound is on. My first project. Okay, let's do it that way then. It's fine. So create. Okay, so let's see. Unreal is doing things. I don't know why the keyboard is switching off sometimes itself. I think the motherboard USB plugs sometimes, you know, act up. Sorry. So it does shaders now. Until it does shaders, let's keep listening this part.
And then you could bring it down to make the camera slower, or you could bring it up so we can make it something like 3.2 to make the camera faster. And the shortcut to control the camera speed is to hold down the right mouse button and scroll wheel.
Right
So
mouse.
scroll wheel up to make
Okay.
the camera fast,
Ah,
or scroll wheel down to make it slower.
okay.
Now that we know how to navigate inside of our world, it's time to go over how we can move 3D objects. So first, before we move an object, we have to select one.
Okay.
So to select an object, hover over it and
Left
left click.
Okay.
So that's left click to select any object in my world.
Wow.
And with the object selected and the movement mode selected up here, I get access to this little gizmo. If I hover over my mouse, over any of the arrows, I'm able to move it in that axis. So if I hold down left mouse button, I can move this out like that and hold it down on the y-axis to move it in the y-axis.
Okay.
Now you notice by default that there's a little bit of snapping going on. And that's because Unreal automatically turns on Snap to Grid. To
Mm.
disable Snap to Grid, I could come up here to this button and uncheck it to make sure it's no longer highlighted.
Okay.
Now our object will move smoothly. We are not snapping a grid. Or if I want to say snap to something large like 100, I can select 100 right there and turn on snap it again. And now my box will snap every 100 centimeters, which is 1 meter. I don't want to snap to the grid, so I will just disable it. Now to rotate an object, instead of selecting movement, I select
So every
rotation.
block is a centimeter then.
Now, I can
Oh.
rotate it on the different
No.
axes. And you notice that it is snapping by
No,
default.
that's a
We can
meter.
disable it just like with movement
100 is
by unchecking that button. So now we get smooth rotation. And if we ever want to undo an Unreal Engine,
Is
you
it?
can always press
Question is
Control
now-
and Z to undo that.
Is it in millimeters or is it in centimeters? Is this one box as 1 centimeter? No, 10 centimeters then. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 67. No, it can't be then. If he says that 100 is a meter and it only moved 1 block. Weird. Okay, whatever.
And finally, of course, we have scaling. So now I'm able to scale on the Z-axis
Okay.
or scale on any of the axes individually.
Okay.
You'll also notice that snapping is enabled for scaling, so I can disable that right there. So all the snap tools are up here in the top.
Snap is
right.
all the blues.
Now that
Okay.
I get smooth scaling, if I want to scale in all 3 axes, then I can hover over the white box in the middle to scale it uniformly. Or I can scale it just in 2 axes. So let's say if I don't want to scale it on the x-axis, I only want to scale it on the z and y, then I can hover in between the 2 over the little line, and then now I'm scaling on the 2
That's
axes.
nice.
Likewise, if I go back to movement mode, if I only want to move it in the y and the x-axis, then hover over the square in between the 2 arrows, and then I'm only moving it in those 2 axes. And finally, a shortcut to move in between the different translation modes is to press W to get movement, E to get rotation, and R to scale. So that is W, E, and R.
W, E, and R.
And if you don't like an object in your world, you can always press the delete key or even press the backspace key to get rid of that object.
Okay.
Before we go over how to add objects to the environment, let's go over the different view modes. So you probably noticed by now that there is a grid.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I think this grid in Unreal is pretty annoying. If you don't want to see your grid, then you come up to show
Show and take out
uncheck grid right
Okay.
there to get rid of it. Also, you'll see that we have all these little editor widgets
Mhm.
that are around my world. Of course, when my player actually plays the game, they will not see these widgets. These widgets are just here to help us, the developer, while making our game.
Okay.
If we don't want to see these widgets and see exactly what the player will see in game, then I can press the G key to go into game view mode. So that is very important, and this is probably one of the shortcuts you will use the most, and that is G to toggle on and off game view mode.
Game view mode.
So
Okay.
throughout this entire tutorial, you'll see me select an icon and then immediately press G if I don't need it anymore. So generally when I am working, the only time I toggle off game view mode is when I'm trying to select an icon like the sun, make a change, and then press G to hide it again. And up here we have the different view modes right next to show.
Okay.
Here we will change what us, the developers, will see. For example, I can select wireframe to see all the polygon and edges that make up my world, or I can select unlit to see what the world would look like without lighting, which is helpful. Let's say if we have a really dark environment and we can't see where our object is, I could just switch to unlit, and we have lighting only, which, as the name suggests, will only show the lighting of the environments. So this is what my world looks like without any materials. But for now,
Okay.
I'm just gonna leave it on lit.
Lit.
And finally,
It's
let's
lit.
say if you only want to see your viewport, you don't want any of these other windows, then you can press these buttons, and down here select immersive mode,
Okay.
or the shortcut is F11 right there. And you could even toggle on and off game view mode right here. So if I press immersive mode or F11, we get a full.
Oh, wait.
screen version of my viewport.
Mine came up.
So
I'm
I
like,
can
what the
only
hell just
focus
happened? Let's go
on
back a
game
little.
view mode. On my viewport, so I can only focus on my level. And then when I'm done, I can come up here and press that button again, or I can press F11 on my keyboard to exit full screen mode. Now, you're
Okay,
probably
so it's full
wondering,
screen,
how do I
F11. Okay,
add
got it.
objects into my viewport.
Got it.
Well, you could come up here to the add button.
Okay. So I think our world generated. So let's do the same like he did. So this is the lit, unlit, wireframe, nice. Just lighting. No, lighting only is this. Okay. Okay, that's cool. Perspective. And this one was the game view, is when it loses the icons, and then immersive mode is it's a full screen, and then F11 again to get it back. Okay, cool. So what else was there? Movement. Okay, left click WESD. Okay, it's like gaming, that's fine. And Q and E is high and down. Okay, cool. Okay, so this one is selecting, and then you get all the information on here. Okay, that's pretty simple. That's lighting, and then he presses G all the time to get things changed. Okay, that's fine. All right, let's try play with the box a little bit. So dun 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 dun. Wait, it was left and this one. 1 and point. Okay, camera speed. Yeah, okay. It's 1 right now. That's fine. Okay, so he had the movement and he said if you move it like this. Wait. Okay. I grabbed on the middle one, I guess then. It went underneath the map a little bit. So this is with the snapping. Oh, it is motor, yeah. So basically I can't pull it this way, and then if the snapping is not on, it will go through of that. If I put the snap on, let me see, will it stop before the wall? No, it snaps just bottom right now. At the same time, it's fine because I think it's, if you move it like this, then there will be no gap. Pretty much, yes. Okay. Okay, so basically I gotta like just remember the buttons. Q and E is the getting the it higher. Okay, so snapping off. Let's play with the rotation a little bit. So rotating on this axis. Okay, so basically I can erase all the, what just happened? Alright, it came back. I did too much. I shouldn't have done it. But that's how we learn. This is smooth. And this is scaling. Yeah, okay, that was scaling. So scaling. Ooh. And let's go back. Huge box. That's a huge box now. So basically I did this now, and if I put it on play, it loads this, and I have my big box in here. Oh, you can move that. I guess it's a light box then. Okay, your character can move it. I guess it doesn't have weight. That's nice. Okay. So, I guess we continue with the video and let's see what he has to offer more, because I think this is pretty self-explanatory.
And hover over any of these objects. For example, I can drag in a sphere.
Okay, let's try this too. Right. This. Let's see. Basic, lights, cinematic, shapes. Let's do and didn't he put it in? What? It did. Move. The snapping off, please. Okay. So, and if I press play now, is this a ball? Like, it's a real ball? Ah, it's heavy. So this is somehow heavy, but why is this heavy? Does it have weight anywhere? I just like it's just for myself right now. I don't know. Interesting. Let's try again. Shapes. Ah, you basically just drag them out. Okay, cool. But this could be. Oh, I went under map, and my box is also an under map. Oh wait, will it come off the map if? No, that one stayed inside. This one is like a wall thingy or something. This box came out from the ground. So I guess there are different materials in the game already. Oh, mass 35 kilograms. Where is mass for this? Oh, mass 5 kilos. Let's see, can I add this now? Did it work? Or I need to flash something? Right now it didn't work. 5. Okay, it has mass. And enable gravity. That's fine. Let's do this one too. Where was the mass? Ah, right here. 1 kilo. And gravity is fine. And let me pull it out from the wall. Move. And this way. Okay. Sphere. Yeah, sphere is fine, but so that's cube. No ball. Cylinder. No circle? Why it doesn't give me circle? So you can put the same. Ah, okay. So it doesn't move. It doesn't work for the mannequin. Okay, gotcha. So I can make it solid blue. So that's a cube. But why is this one? It's a sphere. I can make it blue too. That's fine. That's easy. Oh, simulate physics. Okay, maybe that's the one. Do I have to press anything to get it? I don't think so. Let's see now. Ball, please work. It does! It's basically a soccer game. That's so cool. I just wanted to play with it a little bit. This is funny. Hey, Chumik! What's going on? Press any key. Exactly. Where did my ball go? Ah, well, I'm playing Euro 24 in my own game. Come on, Tomik. See? That's so cool that I can do this. So, and if I would have assets, I could make this as a guy who lost his ball. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Mannequin UA chest logo. Ah, okay, that's the only thing. Great name. Yes. Material. Do I have materials anywhere? I don't think so. Not yet. Arena boring? No. Arena is not boring, but Arena will go off from beta on 28th, I think. Something like that. So if you want the game, I'll give you the account, and if you want to play, let's try a little bit. Because the account will be deleted also with that when beta ends. We're gonna lose everything. Okay, so let's continue. Where is this guy? Okay.
And then scale it up. Or I could come up to the
Level
outline
21 in gray zone.
and add in
Nice.
a brand new light, like a rectangle light.
You play. You play with bots, or you play with players, if I may ask. Light city, the light spotlight, right? Yep. Okay. So it's literally a spotlight. Bots? Okay, yeah. We can play with bots with two of us. I would love to. Oh yeah, mad motherfuckers. Yeah, yes they are. Oh, that's so cool. You know, like that you can like. It's so simple how to do games.
So go ahead and light up this corner. And you notice that when I did drag it in, we didn't see that widget. And that's because I needed to toggle off game view mode with G in order to see it. Now that I know that I have my light selected, I can rotate this to go ahead and illuminate that corner. I will delete both of those because that was just an example. If we want to add custom assets that are a part of our project into the world, then instead of coming up to the add button, we will come down here to the content drawer, which will show our content browser. The content browser is important because it contains all the assets that make up my game.
Okay.
Any changes we make, any programs or coding that we create will be stored here within the content browser. And you navigate this similar to how you navigate your folder structure on your desktop. So let's say I want to see the programming behind my character. Then I'll select third person, and then I'll select the blueprints, and here I get access to my character. I can double click to open that up, which will open up the blueprints of my character.
Oh, wait. What was that?
Stored here within the content browser.
Okay.
And you navigate this similar to how you navigate your folder structure on your desktop. So let's say I want to see the programming behind my character.
Okay, so it's shift. No, here, shift space. No, control space. Okay. Third person, blueprints, and he double clicked this, right? Yes, he did. Okay. So let's put this on the tab in here. Oh, I love this on the PC way more than I had my laptop yesterday. I can see things at least. Fucking 1080 screen. I just saw one of this and I'm like, where's the rest of them? And then you need to scroll all the time. Okay, so this is that. Nice. I got the same view.
Then I'll select third person.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll select the blueprints. And here I get access to my character. I can double click to open that up, which will open up the blueprints of my character. And we will go over this within the next chapter. And if I want to get rid of this window, I can click on X. Or I can drag this into my environment.
Oh.
So go ahead and hover over the top here to bring down my content drawer.
Let's see.
And then I can drag out that object into my world.
Oh, it shows.
Because that was just an example. Now, the shortcut to getting the content drawer, that's how we don't have to come down here to the bottom left-hand corner.
So it shows the character. So let's do it again. Control and how it's been followed with the camera and everything. Ooh. G, right? No. Move. G. Okay, so that's the camera. That's follows it on the third person. So basically you could probably move the distance and everything between this, right? I'm pretty sure you can do a lot of things with this nonsense. Base, yeah, see, crouched eye height, base height, you can do everything. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you can make a little like ants game, or you can do like a big, like, I don't know, whatever. Holy shit, how much things you can change in here. Okay, he said we don't need this, so we can delete this, and let's go back. Where did it go? Here.
And select this button all the time. It's control and space.
Control space. Yeah, I know that.
Whenever I want something, I can press control and space to open up the content drawer. And if I want to search my entire content drawer, for example, let's get these boxes right here. Then I can select on content, go to search, and type in cube. And that will filter for all the different cubes. We have 2 cubes. I want the blue cube, so I can drag it into my world.
So basically, whatever you have done already, you can do content cube, and then put as many as you want in here. Okay, that's cool. That's nice to know. You can like just put so many objects, you know, like as much as you want
this.
quickly.
And here's a shortcut. Let's say if we want to know where a selected item is located within my content drawer. Because, as you can guess, if you are going to create a large game, you can have thousands of assets contained in hundreds of different folders and subfolders. So it can be pretty confusing when you're, for example, just trying to find out where this ramp is located within the content drawer. Well, the shortcut is Control and B to jump to that location. So by pressing Control and B,
Okay. So let's say I want that piece there, Control B, and that's the quarter cylinder. Okay. And then again, Control B, and that's another quarter cylinder. And this one is Control B, and that's a cube. Okay, cool. So keyboard, like,
it automatically jumped to content, level prototyping, and the
meshes.
folder.
Okay.
So if you just select any object, like the box, press Control and B, that will jump to its location within the content browser. Because our content browser is essential to our project, you'll be opening it up a lot. I would say the most common shortcuts within Unreal Engine 5 are Control Space to get the content browser and the G key to hide and unhide our widgets. Okay, so we're going to cover more of the content browser later, but before we move on to programming, let's go over our user interface and what exactly all these windows here do. To the bottom right of my screen, by default, we have the Details panel. The Details panel, as you can guess, will have all the details and properties of the object we currently have selected. So if I select this wall, then we get the details of the wall, or if I select this cube, we get its details. And I can come into the Details panel, depending on what object we have selected, and change some properties. For example, let's say if I don't like the height of my cube, then instead of scaling it with the R key, I can instead go into scale right here, and within the Z-axis, manually change it to 2.
So it's
which will
double the
make it
size.
Twice as large as beforehand.
Okay, cool.
And above the Details panel, by default, we have the Outliner. The Outliner contains a list of all the objects that make up my world. So if I hover in between the two windows, I can make the Outliner bigger. So that's how we can better see it. And already you'll notice that every single object right here is within my world.
Okay.
Let's say if I want to grab SM_cube13, I can select that. And now let's see, okay, I have
It's that
this
cube there.
object right here selected. And you'll notice that whenever I do select an object, for example, the blocks right here, this selection will be reflected within the world, or if I select an object within the viewports, the object's name will be selected in the outliner, and the details panel will change to that object. Also, if I want to hide an object, for example, what if this cube is in my way, then within the details panel, I can hover over
Just show
the
it
eye
off.
icon to hide it.
Okay.
And then I can select the eye icon again to unhide it. Now, the shortcut for hiding and unhiding objects is H. So I can select this, press H to hide it,
H.
and then press Control H to unhide it.
Okay.
And here's a good tip. Let's say if our camera speed is really strong, by holding down the right mouse button and scrolling up, and we just fly away, and now we lost our
Oh,
world. We have no idea
no.
where it is. Well, I could come into the outliner, select any of these meshes, for example, this cube, and press F to focus to it. So that will snap me to
F?
the location of my object.
Oh, okay, let's
So
try.
I can select any location, press
Let's try. F to go faster. Bye-bye. Oh, no. Where am I? I guess it's there. I guess I can still see it. I guess I didn't go that far. Let's press that. And F, you said. Oh, it does work. Nice. Would you look at that? It works. Okay, that's cool. That's good to know.
press F, and I'll snap to it.
Okay.
And you don't like the location of the windows of my user interface, then I can hover over any of these tabs, for example, the Details tab, hold down the left mouse button, and now I can
And
drag
just change it.
around.
Yeah. Okay.
So for example,
That's
I
always
can
in our
drag
app,
the
so-
Details panel over there, or when I hold down the left mouse button on a tab to drag the window around, I can drag it up here on top of another window. Now I'm able to switch
So you can do
in
tabs
between the two tabs,
Mhm.
or I can drag it. So hold
to
down the
another
mouse
screen,
button
like I
and
have.
just leave it in the middle of my screen to undock it from the Unreal Editor. So maybe if I have multiple monitors, then I could have some of my windows off to the side. And if you ever want to close a window, you can click on the X icon, or you can hover over the tab and press the middle mouse button as a shortcut to remove windows.
Okay.
And I know sometimes this tab right here can take up a lot of valuable space that we can use to show more properties. So I can right click on that and go hide tab to hide that tab. And then I can hover over that little blue triangle, select that to bring back my tab. Now let's say if I change my
Okay.
user interface to the point of no return, I want to get back Unreal's default user interface. Well, I can come to Windows, down to load layout, and select default editor
UI
layout.
classic. Ah, okay.
This will
Default editor.
restart Unreal
Okay.
Engine with the original Windows setup we had.
Okay.
By default, Unreal doesn't show all the windows. Sometimes, if we need to change something, for example, if we want to change the properties of my entire world, then in order to get a window that's hidden, I could come up to Windows, and we get access to all my different windows. A common window we're going to use is the world settings.
Okay.
So if I select the world settings, it will immediately populate right here next to the
Window. World settings. Ooh. Let's see what world settings we have. I put right in the. Let's put it in right in the middle here, and let's make it bigger. And let's see. World settings. Pre-compute visibility, place cells, enable streaming. What is that meaning? I wonder. You are about to enable streaming for the first time. The world will be set up to stream. No, I don't know what that means. I guess we can light, mass, physics. That's what she says. Let's make it big. Yep. Okay, so there's a lot of things in here that I eventually need to figure out. But I guess he teaches, you know, like what you need to know and whatnot.
Details tab. And then I can switch in between details and world settings. So
Okay.
that's how you create windows. And finally, up here at the very top, we have our toolbar. And our toolbar is helpful because it has some buttons that we're commonly going to use.
Okay.
For example, we've already gone over the Add tab, which allows us to quickly place Unreal's default assets, like lighting or basic shapes. And we have this play button. So as you can guess, if you press the play button, we are now playing our game. So since we selected the third-person template, our game is just a third-person character that can walk around and jump. And then if I ever want to exit my game, I can press the escape key to go back into editing mode. And another important feature of the toolbar is the selection mode up here. So I can switch my different modes. Let's say if I have a landscape or want to create a landscape, then I would select the landscape mode, and this gives me all my landscaping tools.
And it grabs all of it. Okay. Where was that? I think I completely like zoned out for a second. I didn't see where the fuck he was
Over the
grabbing that
Add
from.
tab, which allows us to quickly place Unreal's default assets like lighting or basic shapes.
Okay.
And we have this play button. So
That one
as
I
you
know
can guess,
already.
If you press the play button, I can press the toolbar is the selection mode.
Ah, it's in there. It's right there. Landscape. Oh, so it chooses the whole thing. Okay, gotcha now. So let's do that. I'm like, fuck. Where was that? Let's take read off. It's too doesn't show. Fuck, I completely zoned out for a second. I'm like,
Here.
what was that?
So I can switch my different
I was
modes.
looking,
Let's
like,
say if I
listening
have
the
a
soccer
landscape
for a moment.
Or want to create a landscape, then I would select the landscape mode, and this gives me all my landscaping tools.
Okay.
Now, in this beginner tutorial, we're not going to go over what these different modes are. If you want to, you can check out the other one if you are curious.
Okay.
We're only going to go over blueprint programming, not the environment aspects of Unreal, which are also really powerful. Before
Okay.
we go, there was one last thing I want to mention, and that is how to duplicate an object.
Okay.
So let's
That's
say
good
we
to
have
know.
an object, we made some changes in the details panel, we like it, and we want to duplicate it, but we don't want to have to go through the process of pressing Control MB to find where it is, and then dragging in a new one and changing those properties. Instead, what we can do is press Control and D to duplicate. So Control D
Oh.
to duplicate an object. And now we have two objects. I can
Control D. It's always the D that duplicates things, right? It does duplicate them. Nice. Okay, let's see. We have 4 balls now. Come on, I'm gonna come and kill them. Ah, da, 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 da. Can I make them smaller? Not what you expecting, but can I make them smaller? Okay. Rotation scale is 1. Ah, so I could put it this and then put this 0.5. Yes. Oh, a tiny soccer ball, and mass is not 5 kilos. Mass is 5 grams, pretty much. Not 5 grams. How much is a soccer ball, basically? I think it's like 0.8 kilos or something, right? Let's see. Control D, and let's move. Let's make 2 soccer balls, and let's play the game. Let's see how these are moving now. Oh, 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 oh. Gravity came. Look. Aba! Aba! I want to score now. All right, where the fuck did that go? Nice, it works. It's fucking works. I love this. I can't kick yet, you know, like there's no that movement, but this is cool that you can even do this, like. This cube doesn't fucking weigh anything, I guess. How much is this cube mass? I want to know. Hey, this cube, how much? 35 kilos, and it pushed it like a... Interesting. How is this like... This big cube with 35 kilos and the guy moves it like... I guess it's a strong guy. I guess maybe there is a place where you can put in like how like what kind of mass the person can move.
press Control D again to duplicate it.
Okay.
And right now it still looks like one object, and that's because they're overlapping with each other. So if I just move it, you'll see that that was duplicated. Also, a shortcut to duplicate an object is to hold down Alt before you drag with the movement tool. So hold down Alt and then drag.
I just alt drag.
out
Oh, okay, cool.
a new object.
That's cool.
So that's Alt and drag, which is a good shortcut.
Palurjurto.
And if you
Yep.
want to select multiple objects and move them as a group, you can hold down Shift to select multiple objects. And then to deselect these objects, you can hold down Control and left click to deselect. So now that I
Control
have
and
these-
left click. So it's the same as everywhere, basically. So just left click is for everything else, and then right click is selecting all of them and deleting them if I need to. Like this. Perfect. And this. Oh. Oh. Doesn't want to delete this. Why not? Now it deleted. Ah, okay, it was inside the thing maybe. Okay.
these 4 objects selected, I can move them,
Mhm.
rotate them, and scale them
Same
as
time.
a
Yeah,
group.
okay. Cool.
So press Control Z to go back. That is Shift to select multiple,
Mm-hmm.
Control to unselect,
Mhm.
and holding down Alt and dragging to duplicate.
Mm.
Now it is finally time to start.
Okay. So let's try with this. Let me grab it and let me move it. So let's do like a goal in here just for testing. Okay, let's put this on rotate under this. No, wrong one. Which one is this? Ah, this one. Okay. And M was no. What was the shortcut for this? Now I don't remember anymore the shortcut. Control W. Okay. So W was moving. Okay. So this, you said Alt and grab. Okay, cool. So this is a second post. Alt up. 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 Select two. Select two. Alt up. Perfect. So it's basically like a goal in here. Let's see. Come on, ball. Go on that side. Oh, close. Call. Come on, come on, come on. Shoot. Yay. Demolishing, man. Demolish, man. Nice. Okay. So let's continue. So I guess this is the first part of this.
Talking about programming. When I mention programming, probably the first thing that comes to mind is someone sitting at a desk and typing out hundreds of lines of code.
Yeah, no.
So while we can program games that way in Unreal Engine with the language C++, Unreal also gives us the option to use their visual scripting language called Blueprints. So instead of writing hundreds of lines of hard to read code, we
If
can
is
just
hit
get
true,
boxes
calculate values,
and
L
string them
static
together
mesh, set
called
world. Yep.
nodes. Logically, they are the exact same thing as typing out code. It's just another way to visualize your program, and in my opinion, it is a lot easier and faster than C++. So a common question is, should I learn C++ or should I learn Blueprints? For most of your projects, I would stick with Blueprints, especially if you are a beginner. Blueprints can do almost everything C++ can, but even if you are going to use C++, you're going to encounter Blueprints. Since Blueprints are everywhere in Unreal Engine,
Okay.
one way or another, you're going to have to learn Blueprints. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to jump straight into Blueprints.
Okay.
Let's open up a blueprint, and probably the most important blueprint right now for our game is the third-person character. So the default third-person character that comes with the template.
Okay.
I'm going to press escape to exit game mode,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of our blueprints are right now located within third-person blueprints
Mm-hmm.
and BP underscore third-person character.
Okay.
So if I double-click on this, this is all the logic that makes up my third-person character. And right now our window is hovering on top of our Unreal Editor. I can hold down left mouse button on the tab and then dock it up here. That's how I can quickly switch in between my main map or any of the editor windows I have open. Before we dive into Blueprints, let's cover the user interface. So right now we have the event graph in the middle here.
Okay.
And the event graph is where we're going to be doing the majority of our blueprint logic. And then to the left of that, we have the construction script. We will not be going over the
Viewport construction. Okay, so this was this, right? Viewport. Oh, okay, so this one shows how the character looks. Construction script we're not gonna go through, and the event graph is the one that we're gonna use all the time. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so let's see what he says. What I need to do.
construction script within this video because this is mostly used by artists.
Okay.
And then to the left of that, we have the viewport. The viewport contains all the different objects that make up my blueprints. And it's important to note that in Unreal, objects that are inside of blueprints are called components.
Components.
So this
Okay.
camera right here is a component, and this character is also a component.
Okay.
And you notice that when I select on both of them, their names are being selected within the components tab right here. So this window is essentially just like our outliner for our world, but it's for our blueprint.
Okay.
So it contains all the components that make up this blueprint.
Gotcha.
Below that window, we have the blueprint tab. The My Blueprint tab has all the nodes and variables that are contained in my blueprints. For example, in order to get to the event graph, I could come up here and select the event graph window, or under graphs, I can select event graph to jump to that location.
Okay.
We are going to cover more of the My Blueprint window when we start to create nodes. And of course, to the right here, we have the details panel, which allows us to edit any of the details of objects we have selected. So if I have my static mesh right there selected, then I can edit some of the details. Maybe I can even change out the mesh So right now it's the female mesh by default. I can also go here and then select SKM underscore Manny to get the male mesh.
Oh,
And the
okay.
controls of the blue.
Where was it? He pressed on the viewport. He pressed the mesh of the character. Mesh, character mesh. Oh, here it is. Manny. Oh, so this goes bigger then now? Oh, wait. It's building it. Oh, that's cool. So, mannequin. Mannequin. Why have two of them now? Oh, okay. So this is the lady. And I guess we're doing male. Manny. Okay, Big Manny. Let's do Big Manny. Okay. I guess there's no save button here. Let's see what he does now.
Blueprint viewport are the same as the level. So I can hold down right mouse button to go ahead and navigate, or I can press the F key to jump to my selected components, and I can use the scroll wheel to zoom out and zoom in.
Okay.
And hold down Alt and left mouse button to rotate. So Alt and left mouse button to rotate around an object, and then use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out.
Okay.
And here's another tip. I can hold down the L key and the left mouse button to then rotate my sun to see what my blueprint will look like in different lighting angles.
Okay.
And finally up here, we have our toolbar. And the most important button up here is the play button. So I can also play my game from the blueprint, and it will open up a new window with my game. So there are two ways I can play my game. Press escape to exit. And all the way over here, we have the compile button.
So basically you can play the game with any fucking character mode. You literally just... Oh, okay, so he runs way, like, bulkier. The fuck, where that ball went? Did he kick, like, I guess the man has, like, the male character has more power. Both of the fuckers flew over the map already. Give me my balls back, you fucker. That was funny. That was so funny. He literally went and yeeted both of them.
Whenever we make a change to our blueprint, like adding a new node within the event graph, in order for that change to take effect, I'm going to have to recompile my blueprint by pressing this button.
Compile.
Or I can just press play, which will automatically compile all the blueprints that my game needs.
Okay, so
and
both
finally,
of them
because
do
all
the
these
same thing.
panels are widgets with tabs. I can always grab them
And
then
put them
drag
whatever.
to the
Yeah,
side.
okay, gotcha.
So I can customize my user interface. And if I mess up my user interface, I want the default user interface back. Then I can always go to Windows, load layout, and choose the default editor layout to get that back.
Okay.
Now it is time to create our first-person shooter. But in order to follow along with this tutorial, you have to download some custom free assets designed for this tutorial. You can download the assets, link in the description below. Now that we know how to navigate our blueprint editor, I think it's time that we jump into a brand new project because, of course, you probably noticed that, wait, this is a third-person character. This isn't a first-person shooter. And that's the game we are going to be creating. So let's go ahead and create a new project specifically for the first-person shooter.
Okay.
And to do so, I could come up to File and select New Project up here
Okay.
to get the New Project window, or just like beforehand, I can exit out of everything and then double-click to open up Unreal Engine to also get the Unreal Project browser.
Uh-huh.
Now, I could go into Games and then start off our game for the first-person template.
Uh-huh.
But to future-proof this video, that's how in the future, if they ever do change the first-person template, I recommend you start from the first-person template project that is included within the downloadable assets.
Okay.
So if you haven't already, go ahead and download the target game assets.
Yeah, I
in the
did.
description below. Once you have that downloaded, you want to make sure before you open up the project, you need to unzip it. Double-click to open it up, and specifically, we need to unzip the first-person template. So go ahead and drag that onto my desktop to unzip it. Okay, now that it's unzipped, let's go exit out of the Unreal Project browser. We could rename this to anything. I'm going to call this My First Game and double-click to open up its folder. And I'm also going to rename it right here because the project is still called First Person Template. So right click, go to rename, or shortcut is F2, and call this my first game also.
Okay.
So now I can double click on it, and that is how you rename projects, in case you're wondering. This is what you will see when you open up the first person template. This template is very similar to Unreal's first person template, except if I
So it makes the new world now. Okay. I guess let's close that. Okay, so there's more stuff done in here already. Nice. And I think the character has a gun now, right? Yep. Okay. We have a game. It's semi-auto. And I can't aim down sight. Okay, that's fine. Alright, let's keep continuing with the video. But it's fun already.
press play, the gun is automatically spawned in, which will just make it easier for us when I'm demonstrating the very basics of blueprints. I can walk around with WASD, jump with space, and if I press the left mouse button, I fire my weapon, which are just firing bouncing balls, and then I can fire that.
No looting, boring. Not yet. Tumik, not yet. We're gonna start building our own game. Come on, we're gonna be rich.
Now let's go ahead and let's jump into our first person character to learn.
We're gonna do some awesome fucking game, you know, like, and then
space, go into first person, blueprints, and right here is the character that we're using. So if I double click to go on this.
Okay, so let's see. Do I have two of them open now? Oh, I do. I guess let's close this one. Sure. Save. That's fine. So this is the first person now, right? Okay, so it was Control Shift. It was first person, blueprints, and I think he opened this one. Yes, I think he did. Okay, let's put in here and let's move this down. So it's all in one screen, and let's continue what he does in here.
This is the blueprints that make up my first person character.
Okay.
And here is the viewport. So as you can see, it's just...
Let's see the viewport that I have the same thing. Yes, I do. Perfect. He said Alt, right? Alt, yeah, and then circling. Okay, cool. So it's just arms right now. But is it in the game as a the character still, or just if I would be in the game I see just arms?
A capsule collision.
Whatever.
A camera, arms, and a weapon.
Okay.
And the weapon is built into the first person character. Let's go into the event graph. Now, what exactly are all these nodes? And before we jump into what these nodes are doing, the controls are right mouse button to pan. So hold down the right mouse button to pan my graph, and then use the scroll wheel to zoom in or zoom out.
Okay.
So that's right mouse button pan, scroll wheel to zoom out or zoom in. Now we're going to start creating nodes, string them together, change them to create our own game.
Okay.
And don't worry, I know this looks complicated. We are going to create our own blueprint from scratch very soon. I just want to have this open as an example to show what exactly blueprints are doing behind the scene. So if we zoom in very simply, these red nodes are events. So these events could be linked to other blueprints, or they could be linked to the player themselves pressing buttons on the keyboard. For example, this event is telling us that it's going to be activated whenever the player presses the left mouse button. So when they press the left mouse button, an executable wire will be shot out, and then all the nodes that are connected to it will be executed in order. First, the player is going to press the left mouse button, then an animation is going to play. We're going to spawn a projectile bullet, which is the yellow sphere, and then we're going to play a sound at location. So all three of these nodes make up the fire logic.
Okay, so this is the fire logic. Let's play with it a little bit then. I'm not going to change anything, but I just want to see. So there is a rifle shoot animation montage. So there needs to be animations and stuff. So this is PP first person, what? Projectile? Oh, okay. Spawn, gun arrow. And that's a sound. Okay. Play fire. Ah, so you can literally tell them what to do and what not to do. All right, I guess the game is over. Can close that. I don't need this anymore. So, all right, done with that. So, let's see. All right, I guess let's continue with his video, what he's gonna do and what he's gonna teach us. I just wanted to see. I always want to see myself before I'm touching, like before I listen what
an action called jump.
I jump.
Which is linked to my space bar.
Okay.
So whenever I press the space bar, the player is going to jump, and then when I release the space bar, the player is going to stop jumping. And we can watch these nodes fire in real time. Now let me go move the details panel off to the side so we can see more of our blue.
All right, so this is basically when let's put it on game mode same time. So I'm let's see, how can I do it? Let's make this a bit smaller. It doesn't have to be that big for now. So basically if you shoot, why it doesn't show me that? Shoot. What the hell was that? Yeah, it does show to him. Let's see, maybe it presses something.
And then if I press play up here, we get our little window. Now if I go into my game, by clicking on the screen, we no longer have access to that mouse. So if I ever want to get back my mouse, I can press Shift and F1 at the same time. So that's Shift F1 to get my mouse cursor.
Okay.
So now that I have my mouse cursor and I'm no longer playing my game, I can go ahead and make the window just a little bit smaller like that, and then put it up here to the top right hand corner. And I can watch my player character's nodes run in real.
So it was Shift F1, he said. Okay, let's see. Shift F1. Okay. Nope. No. Where did he go? Where did you go? Here. Shift F1. Alright. For me, it doesn't do shit. Like, I get my mouse, but it still doesn't show the nose firing.
To no debug object selected. Select the first person character to watch that blueprint's nodes.
Ah, okay, gotcha. So I guess it was something that you need to select first. Dum. Nope, wrong window. And see. Yes, it does show. Same with jumping. Nice. So you see them working same time. It made the it made it rolling. You're cornered. Alright, that's cool.
And let me make the window smaller so I can see my game. Now, if I walk around with my debug first person character selected, we can see that right there. If I press space, those nodes are running in real time. Or if I fire my weapon, you'll see the white line becomes orange, which is telling us that all the nodes connected to that vent are firing. So when I press fire, Unreal will execute these 3 nodes in order. And that's why blueprints are amazing. It allows us to see the logic of our game running in real time. So if there are any issues and we need to debug our game, then we can watch our blueprint to see what's wrong. And it helps us get a better sense of what is happening behind the scenes of Unreal. Now let's go ahead and create an event and a node connected to it.
Okay.
So to create an event or any nodes, you just want to right click anywhere in the screen.
Okay.
So right click in an empty location. And then we're going to create a new event, which is linked to keyboard F. So type in keyboard F and select it right there.
Press F to
now,
go faster.
I press the F key, this event will fire. and anything connected to Prest will be executed.
Okay.
Now, to connect a node to Prest, I can drag from here and let go, and Unreal is smart enough to ask us what node we want to connect this event to, and that is the print screen. So go ahead and select print screen right there. Now, if we want to break a node connection, hold down Alt and left click. So that's Alt and left click to break a connection. And you can always...
All right. Let's make this node. J, not J. Key F. F. Let's take key F from node. And this one was what? What was it? Print string. Okay, cool. Let's do print string. Print string. Cool. Okay, I'm some same spot. Okay, let's continue.
always reconnect them up like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could hold down Shift and click on the first pin, and then click on the last pin with Shift still held down to automatically connect them without dragging. So that is Alt to break, Shift to hook up 2 pins. And let's say if you do hook up a pin and then you realize, hey, wait, that's in the wrong location, then you can hold down Control and drag the left mouse button out to go ahead and reconnect the pin to somewhere else.
Okay.
But in my case, I want to leave that at pressed, not on release. And
See,
if you ever
Dominic,
want
we're
to
getting
duplicate
closer
nodes,
to
just like in our
press F
level,
to collect
hover
stuff.
over the nodes you want to duplicate and press Control D. And to delete them, press the delete key. Again, to add a node, I can delete that node right there and right click. And this gives me a list of all the nodes Unreal Engine has. for us.
Holy shit.
So specifically, we want the print screen node. So I could type it in up here. Now, this is very important. Let's say if you type in the name of a node and then it doesn't come up, that's because Unreal's context sensitive is turned on. Essentially, what context sensitive is doing is that it's trying to guess exactly what node the player needs. And I'd say for 95% of the time,
If I would
this
know how
context
to
sensitivity does work,
make the
but this
node
is where
right
it
now
takes
to
where it
go
doesn't
and
work.
collect
If you want a
something
very
and then
specific node,
loot.
then go ahead and check it
I
to
would
get access to more possible
wait,
nodes.
maybe I can figure out.
In my case,
Let me see. Let me see. Let's do this. Key E. Usually it's E for me, right? Where is E? E. So if it's pressed, let's see. No. Set loop, no. I wonder what could that be. It's probably an action or something, right? Actor, AI, no. Animation. What animation? ACL control. No. I wonder where it could be. That's the thing, you know, like components. Oh, activation. Wait. Activation. Activate, deactivate. So this is a button press, basically. Tick, no. Data table, data flow, data smith, debug, development, editor, effects, engine scripting, field, focus, foliage. Game. What's under game? Damage? No. Wonder what it could be. Input. Mouse input, touch input. No. Without knowing anything, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, let's see quickly. Can I find it? If not, then it's fine. Physics, constraints. No. No. Fuck. Shape. No. Okay. I don't know how it is, but I'll figure it out, I guess. Let's continue with this. So
I'm generally just going to leave this on for now.
okay.
And type in print screen. Also, this is me personally, but instead of holding down Shift to connect 2 pins, I like to...
Oh, let me see something. I can probably do this, right? Okay, so let's change that. Let's continue with that.
drag from here by holding down left mouse button and connecting it up like that. So the print screen will, as you can guess, print a screen onto our viewport. So this will say something on the top left-hand corner, and we can have this say anything. So I'm going to do the very classic hello world.
Okay. So I should be fine. Let's compile. Let's do this. And let's see. Tumik, do you see this? Tumik rules. I guess it works. Okay, that's pretty simple. How you get the text to the screen.
Point. And then we have a duration. Right now it's going to last for 2
2
seconds.
seconds, that's fine.
Let's have
Yeah.
this hello world last for 5 seconds.
Okay.
So now if I move it right here, and that's how I can see my window and press play. Let's make this a little bit bigger. If I press the F button, that will fire. And in the top left-hand corner, we will get hello world up there.
Mm-hmm.
So that tells us that this
works.
is working.
Mm-hmm.
And I can just spam F. And congratulations, you just created your first event
Better
in Unreal Engine.
let's show me
So
arena. What do you
we know in
mean?
Unreal is that, hey, whenever the player presses F, let's go ahead and print screen hello world. But this logic is really boring. Now it's on to the fun stuff, and that is actually programming.
What do you mean
your
show
game
you arena?
to create a shooter game where the player has to shoot a bunch of targets within the given time frame. But before we can do that, we first have to migrate some assets. So the assets you want to migrate are located within the downloadable content if you haven't already gotten that. So go ahead and double click on it, and we have the beginner game assets.
Okay.
So go ahead and drag that onto your desktop to unzip it. Now this is going to contain a brand new project. So double click to open up this second project, and this will be the new project. It's a completely blank project, except it contains some assets we want. So it has the sci-fi weapons. If I double click on it, you can see what this is.
Ooh.
And it's a weapon that we're going to give the player. And of course, we have the target meshes. Now, the reason why I didn't include this within the template is because it's essential to know how we can move assets in between 2 different projects. So I want to bring these folders into my first game. And to do that, we first need to
Okay. So I gotta open the other one too, I guess now. Oh no! Where was it? Ah, here. Let's open up then. 5.4. Yeah, that's fine. Holy, this is cool. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's do it again. Migrate assets. So we're gonna learn how to migrate.
With Peter and myself.
Oh hell.
from knowing nothing about Unreal Engine 5 to create our first blueprint class completely from scratch. To create a blueprint in Unreal Engine, let's first navigate to the folder we want to place it in. And in my case, I want to place it in first person blueprints. So this folder right here, and this is where I'm going to store all my blueprint programming logic. Now right click anywhere empty within the content browser, and then select the blueprint class up here. So it's the very first one.
Wait.
Which means it's the most important asset in Unreal. So let's select that. And now it's going to ask
Ah,
us
fuck.
to
No, this one.
migrate some assets.
All right, let's
So the
migrate some
assets we
assets.
wanna migrate are located within the downloadable content if you haven't
Mhm.
already gotten that.
Yeah, I have it open.
So go ahead and double click on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the beginner game assets.
Okay.
So go ahead and drag that onto your desktop to unzip it. Now this is going to contain a brand new project. So double click to open up this second project, and this will be the new project. It's a completely blank project, except it contains some assets we want. So it has the sci-fi weapons.
Mhm.
If I double click on it, you can see what this is.
Okay.
And it's a weapon that we're going to give the player.
Let's see, where is it? Where is it at? Sci-fi weapon. Ayakashi sniper? Where'd you go? The camera is a bit too quick. I think I need to change this a bit. What? 0.8. Let's do that. That's a cool gun. Wow. Okay. So how I'm gonna migrate
And
them?
of course, we have the target meshes.
Uh-huh.
Now, the reason why I didn't include this within the template is because it's essential to know how we can move assets in between 2 different projects.
Okay.
So I want to bring these folders into my first game. And to
So he selected sci-fi and the target catalogs. Okay.
To do that, we first need to know the location of my first game. So where is this project located? Luckily for us, we saved it on the desktop right here called My First Game.
Mm-hmm.
So open it up, go to content, and then go ahead and copy the location of the content folder.
So he does it
The reason
differently.
why is because we're going to tell the other project with the assets where we want to duplicate these assets into. So go ahead and hold down Shift to select two different folders, right click, and then select migrate down.
Migrate. Right click and migrate. Sure. Looks good. Oh, what? Oh, what now? Why did it... Why mine tells me that I have stuff in
So
there
it's going
already?
to ask us that we want to migrate all
Yeah,
these assets.
this looked good.
Okay. Now we need to navigate to the location
Mhm.
of the content folder of the project we're copying our assets into. And since we already have that location, I'm going to paste it right there and then select folder.
Oh, he
Now I
didn't
no
have
longer
that.
need-
Why do I have that? Doesn't make any sense. Let's see. See, maybe I did something wrong. Come on, Gabe. Okay. I have these two selected. That means migrate. Yes, we have the weapons and the target. So this is beginner's asset. Okay, select. Oh, it needs to be content folder. I totally forgot that. Okay. That's maybe was the issue for me. See? Paying attention. Blue gotta pay attention. Migrate. Okay. Select. Okay. Seems now I got it correctly. Okay, so now basically I think I can close this, right? Or let's see what this says.
Beginner game asset project. So I could go ahead and delete it right here.
Ah,
Okay, now within our main project, if I press Control and Space,
so let's see. Main project. Where is this? No, not that. This. Control space. Yeah, there's a sci-fi weapon and there's a target now here. Nice. Okay, cool.
we have our weapons and we have the targets. Now that I have my target mesh, it is finally time to create our first blueprint class completely from scratch.
Okay.
To create a blueprint in Unreal Engine, let's first navigate to the folder we want to place it in. And in my case, I want to place it in first person blueprints. So this folder right here.
First person blueprints. Okay. First person blueprints. That's fine.
And this is where I'm going to store all my blueprint programming logic.
Okay.
Now right click anywhere empty within the content browser
Mm-hmm.
and then select the blueprint class up here. So it's the
Okay.
very first one, which means it's the most important asset in Unreal. So let's select that. And now it's going to ask us to select what type of blueprint we want to create. And we specifically want to create an actor.
Actor. Okay. What are you
Class.
renaming it?
The reason why is because actors are anything that can be placed in my world. So let me go exit out that. So this box is an actor. This sun is an actor. Even our sky is an actor because we're able to place it in our world. And since our target will
So
be
before
part
it
of our
was
world,
objects, now it's
that means when
actors.
we create the blueprint class, it has to be an actor. So go ahead and select that. It will ask us to create a name. I'm going to call it BP underscore target. And
BP underscore target. Okay. BP underscore.
stands for blueprint.
BP's
Now, you
blueprint.
don't
Yeah.
need to
Okay.
name this BP underscore target. You could just call this target, but I like to start all my blueprints off with BP just as naming convention. But that's completely optional. Also, if you ever want to rename an asset, you can right click and select rename, or the shortcut, just like on Windows,
Press it.
is F2 to quickly rename. Now let's double click to open up our first blueprint. And immediately notice it is blank, except this little widget thing in the middle here. And that's just our
Really?
scene's root. So that's the origin point of our blueprints.
Okay.
Now, in order to add our target mesh to this blueprint, we're going to go to target right here, and we have that static mesh. So there are two ways to add it to the blueprint. Number one, I can simply drag it on top of that default scene root and let go. And then that will add it to my world, or pressing Control Z to undo that. I can come up here and type in static mesh and select a static mesh component. And then within the mesh component right here, I can select the target in the drop down. So in the drop down, type in target and select it right there.
Okay.
So those are two ways.
So it doesn't matter basically which way you're doing it. Okay. So I got it. Cool. What's next?
Shortcut is to just drag it onto the default scene root, which is easier. Now that we have our first blueprint, we can start to add logic within the event graph right here, which is completely empty except for these 3 events. But for now, let's compile and
Event graph. Oh, no, he didn't need that right now. Wait. Wrong button. Blow.
and simply drag in that new blueprint that we created within the first person blueprint folder. So if I drag in my targets, now this is the blueprint we just created.
Ah. So basically I can already put it in my fucking thing. Put it right there. But it's under blueprints. The rotation on. Nice. That's cool. This was this. That's pretty cool. Just do. Oh, wrong button. Oh. Okay. I have my targets. Let's see. Nothing happens with them right now, right? Yeah. That's why we need to start doing the mesh, the blueprints. Cool. All right.
So all the logic we're going to add right here will affect this object in my world. And because it's a blueprint, I can hold down Alt and duplicate it around my level. And one thing I also noticed that I have.
Let's put 2 of them on the sides too, so if they can fly. Okay. A lot of things. Okay.
Snapping turned on. Let me go turn off snapping up there. Now here's a tip to open up blueprints. And that is, let's say if I have my BP underscore targets window closed, then I can always come up to my blueprints. And let's say I want to quickly edit it. I could press Control and B to find where it is within my content browser, then double click to open it up that way. Or the shortcut is to press Control and E to open up an assets editor.
Cool.
So you can select any asset in your world, for example, this box, press Control and E to start editing that asset.
Okay.
Let's add a little bit of logic to the target. And that is specifically, I want to create an event that will be activated whenever my projectile hits a target. So when it hits a target, I want the projectile to do something. So first, let's create the event by going back into our target. And then I want to select the static mesh. Now, by selecting the static mesh, if I scroll down, we get all these events we can create. I specifically want the on component hit.
On component hit. Okay, let's go back where we were. We have this. Okay, so no, wait. On what? Under what is this? Events on component hit. I don't have that. Ah, maybe I need to select it. Oh, yeah, I do have that. Huge difference if you select it or not
Whenever
selecting it.
something hits this target, this event will be fired. So click
Okay.
on the plus icon to create it. We don't
Oh. Okay, cool.
need these events right now, so let me delete them. We will go over what they do.
Okay, so these I don't need right now. I don't. Do I want to erase it? I honestly don't want right now. I think I will be fine if it's just in here. I don't know why. It may be clutter, but it's okay right now.
Later. And I'm going to hook up.
But I
a
guess he
new
said
node
we can erase them, but it's okay. So let's erase them. That's fine.
to this. So just double check that this is working, and that is a print screen. So I use print screens everywhere to debug and make sure that I'm going on the right track when programming my game.
Ah, that's smart. So you can see right away, does it work or not? Gotcha. Okay, cool.
And the screen will be, let's call this target hit, exclamation point, and some nodes will have
Let's put 5. Target color. Let's put red. Or whatever that was.
advanced options. If I select this arrow, and for text color, let's make this reddish.
How do I
can
know?
actually see it because our sky's blue. It's kind of hard to see blue text in the top left-hand corner. And for duration, make it 5 seconds, a little bit longer. So I press play.
So now it should be already having, you know, like when it hits the target, then it should be doing things for me. Cut them. See, target hit. Damn, game development is so cool. I love it.
And now, if I fire my weapon, boom, we'll see that the target is hitting.
Mm-hmm.
This event is working. But we have a glitch right now. And that is my player can come up to it, hit the target, and then it will start saying that the target is hit. So this is exactly what I don't want to happen. I
Okay,
only
so
want
we
that
needed
event to
that projectile.
run when we fire on it.
Ah.
So in order to do that, move the event and drag from other actor, and then type in cast to, and then the name of our bullet. So our bullet blueprint right now is called BP underscore first person projectile.
Okay.
So if I open this up, this is the blueprint that's being spawned whenever my character fires.
Mm-hmm.
So right here, I could drag from other actor and go cast to first person projectile, which is the name of my sphere bullet.
Oh, okay. What are you laughing? Projectile. What are you laughing, Tomik? You didn't even answer.
And
What do you mean
hook it
show
up
arena?
like this. So cast.
What? Wait a minute. He did something. So other actor goes object and this one goes no. So it was like this? Yeah, other actor, object, this, and then this, right? Yeah, okay. Again, what the fuck that means?
Is a whole nother
What are you
lesson.
thinking?
But
What are you
essentially
thinking
what
with
it is right
that?
now is that's asking,
Show me
hey,
arena.
is this actor that's currently hitting my static mesh, is it a first person projectile? And if it is a first person projectile, then we can execute everything that's connected to this pin.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not, then this pin will run. And we can see if this logic is correctly running in real time. By first, let me go ahead and let's delete those two targets. So we only have one target to make it a little bit simpler. And also
Doesn't matter. Let me try. Yep, target hit. And if I'm hitting, nothing happens. Cool. Works. Simple fucking
scale it
if
up so it's
or.
bigger. Go back into my target blueprint and press play. So now, if I press fire, then target is hit. But then if I walk up to it, you'll
Nothing
see
happens.
that the execution gets to the cast.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets to the blue node and then it stops because, hey, this isn't a projectile that's hitting the static mesh. It's the player character, so it's not going to run. Only when I fire on it will it run. Now we need a way to track how many targets are hit. So if I come into here and if we have multiple targets, I want to be able to know how many targets have been hit. So for example, it would be 2 right there.
Mhm.
And then if there's only 2 targets in my world, then that means the player has won the game. In order to do that, we will use a game mode. And the game mode is what you expect. It's a blueprint, but it handles a lot of the game features. So if you're playing Capture the Flag, then the game mode will keep track of how many flags each team has captured.
Okay.
But in our case, the game mode will keep track of how many targets the player has hit and the timer of the game. Press Control Space to go back into our first-person blueprints, and the template already comes with a game mode. I want to create one from scratch to go ahead and show how you create one. So let's right-click, go to Blueprint Class, and select Game Mode Base.
Oh, okay. We're going into deep space now. Oof, maroon. New blueprint class, game mode base. So I guess this is whatever he's gonna name it now.
And I'm going to call this one GM underscore for game mode, and let's call it target game. So this
GM target game. Okay, got it.
This will keep track of all the logic of my game. It will tell us whether or not the player won or whether or not the player lost. And if I select class defaults, we already get a bunch of details that we can set right here. So I can select what the default pawn class is. This will essentially tell us what blueprint should the player control. Right now it's set to default pawn, which is not what we want. I want to set this to BP underscore first person character. Like,
Okay. BP first person character. Okay, cool.
that. Now, in order to tell Unreal, hey, I want to use this game mode, we need to go back to first person map and then go into the world settings. Now,
Ah, okay. Let's compile. Let's go back. It's probably here, right? First. Now I don't remember anymore where the fucking button was.
by default, we don't have the world settings.
Mhm.
So to get it, go to Windows,
Oh,
down here to world settings.
Windows world setting. Yes, it was there. Okay, gotcha. Windows world settings. I can't see it sometimes. Ah, game mode override. Probably that one, right?
Settings, select that. And within game mode override, go ahead and select the new game mode we
Target
created,
game.
GM underscore target.
Okay, so that was it basically. That's what we needed to do.
Game like that. So now we're using GM underscore target game. Also, right now our character doesn't have a crosshair. I want there to be something in the middle screen
Oh yeah.
to tell our player where they're aiming at. So let's go to HUD and then select first person HUD, which
Where is this HUD? First person HUD. Okay, gotcha.
was included in the assets you migrated over. It is this first person HUD that we're using. Now, if we press play, we get a little crosshair.
Okay. We do have a crosshair. And we have a target hit. It doesn't go where the cursor shows, but... Maybe closer it goes. Nope. Alright, cool. Let's go back. What it does now.
in the middle of my screen.
Mm-hmm.
So as you can guess, the game mode is essential to any game you create. And this game mode will have to keep track of how many targets the player has hit.
Okay.
And in order to do that, we need variables. So if you've ever coded before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But essentially, variables contain data. So whenever we have something we want to store, we store that within a variable. And to create a variable, we want to come all the way over here and select the plus icon. Now,
Okay, let's go back. So this is a target game. Variables plus.
this is going to go ahead and create a new variable down here. And let's call this my var or my variable. And this is going to ask us what type of variable do we want. For demonstration, let's select an integer, which is a whole number. Now you'll notice that
My var integer.
within the details panel, we're unable to change that value. That's because I have to first press compile. And now we get access to my var.
Okay, but why don't have I that? He has details. I haven't pressed this. Never mind. Yeah. Where's this my var now? What he has open here? Default. I don't see it. Am I blind? I think I'm blind. I have compiled. What happens? Oh, he's on event graph. Never mind. I'm dumb. Yeah. Okay. But I still don't see it. I still don't see it. Did you compile? You did compile, right? It's under advanced. Oh, never mind. It's not pressed. Okay, never mind. Dum. Blue dum.
So this could be any number. This could be 0, 10, or even -10.
Okay.
We can leave it at 20 for now.
Mm-hmm.
And then in order to get this variable, I can drag it out into my graph, let go, and it's going to ask us if we want to get it or set it. I'm going to select get for now. Also, it
Okay. So he put 20 in. What the hell? So he put 20 in here. Compiled. And then dragged it in here. And set it to get.
created 2 custom events by default. We are going to recreate them, but let me delete them for
Okay. That's what I was thinking also. Is he gonna delete them or not?
now. So now that we have our variable inside our graph, that's set to 20. Whenever I drag this out, it's going to get the value that's currently storing, which in my case is 20. Now I'm going to go bring back that event that we deleted called begin play. Now
Oh.
begin
Begin play. Cool. Getting into like
play
the.
is very simple.
I love
This
it.
will fire once at the beginning of every game. So as soon as I play my game, this event begin play will fire. And we could see this in action right now by dragging from here and typing in print string once again. Let's go ahead and let's see what this variable is currently holding by bringing it down to the print string, holding it over the input and letting go like that.
Okay. No. Oh yeah.
So this will convert my integer into a string, which is what the print string is asking. And let's make this text color red so I can actually see it. And press compile. Now within the first person map, because within world settings we have that game mode selected, that event begin play should fire. So if I press play, the top left hand corner, we get 20. So that tells us
Yeah, we do get 20. Okay, so it works.
that everything is working and this variable is storing our values. That's how you create a value when you're starting off. What if you want to change this value during gameplay? Well, I can drag my var back into the graph. Then instead of selecting get, we select set. So this is how we override whatever value is currently within your variable. So for example, let's go event begin play. And then instead of 20, which is what it is by default, it will be, let's go -5, right? So
Okay.
then we plug that up to print string. That means when I play my game, our value is first going to start off as 20, then immediately it's going to set to -5, and then that should print out -5 instead of 20. And up here we get -5 instead of 20. So that's how we change the variables of our game.
Okay.
Now that we know how to handle variables, let's create a new variable that will keep track of how many targets the player has hit.
Not
let's
really.
Go ahead and
I
hover
still
over all
didn't
those
get it.
and click delete.
Oh, yeah,
Now I'm
so-
going to delete that variable and click the plus icon again and call this current score.
Oh, so he needs to keep score. Okay, that's fine. Okay, delete that. Press again. Keep score. Probably integer also, right?
I could have renamed the previous variable because we want an integer, but in case if the variable that you created
Oh, right. Not keep score, but current score. Okay.
is not an integer, make sure you select it right here. Now I'm going to drag this into my world and we're going to get it. So we're just going to get
Okay. Get. Wrong button.
this current score and then drag from here and type in plus plus. So this would be increment integer. What this node will do is that it's just going to add 1 to this variable.
Plus, plus, what? Oh, wow. So that's a
And
hit.
then it's going to set it. So if this variable was 3 and then this ran, then the variable would be 4. But we need a way for our target blueprint, so our target right here, to be able to tell the game mode, hey, I want you to execute this node. And we could do that with a custom event. So I can right click anywhere in my graph and type in custom event and click enter to get it. Now we can name this event anything because it's custom, and we will call this add score.
Okay.
And then plug it up right here. So now whenever this event is called, then we're going to add 1 to the current score. And in order to see the current score, of course, we're going to use a print string. So when you are creating
So he connected custom add score to that. And then from here he did print string again.
a game from scratch in Unreal Engine, you will be using a lot of print strings. And I can drag from here, or I can even drag from here, but I'll just drag from the output right there. And let's make a duration of 5 with a text color of, once again, orange. So it's easier for us, the developers, to see and press compile. Now, of course, if I just go into my game and I start firing all my targets, nothing's going to happen. And that's because I need to tell Unreal when we want to call this event. So we want to call it through the targets.
Okay.
That's why we created this on component hit event, because now I want to get the game mode and add one.
Where's my target? BP target, right? Yeah. This is wait. Did he add event plays with some connected with something? I don't think so, right? Not yet. Alright. Little wobbly, but it's fine. Okay.
1 to the score. So let's go ahead, right click anywhere and type in get game mode, which will get our world game mode. And
Get game mode. Okay. So it uses spaces still, so I need to remember that. But you can. No CCO.
and then if I drag from here and type in the name of the custom event, which was add score,
No, it
nothing is
wasn't.
going to come up. That's because I need to tell Unreal, hey, when you get the game mode, I want you to treat it as GM_target game. So we need to tell Unreal exactly what game mode are we getting, and that is cast to GM_target game, which is
Cast 2. Okay. GM target game. Was it that, right? I think it was. Yep. Okay.
the game mode we just created,
Mm-hmm.
and we will hook it up here like that. And also,
Wait. Cast to first. Ah, okay. So this comes here. Okay.
I can delete this print screen since we no longer need it.
So he doesn't need this anymore. Okay. So to make it nicer, let's put this in here, and this is added in here. Almost ready game? Yeah. Almost ready. Yeah. Like, Tumik, do you want to see how it will look when I'm done? Do you want to see? I'll show you quickly. So we're at 51. Where is this thing? At 51. Let me see quickly. See, this is the game that we're making right now.
If you want to create games in Unreal Engine 5, then this video is for you.
It doesn't look like this yet, but after this tutorial, we'll be doing this. Look, this is the one that we're
The
doing.
goal is to destroy all the targets before the timer hits 0.
Yeah, you can beta
It is
test
a
it, yeah.
first-person shooter, but you can take the skills you learn here to create your dream game. We will walk through the entire programming
I mean, like, it's a
process.
working
But once
game.
the last target is hit, the player wins the game. In this tutorial, you will learn that. And also, I can delete this print screen since we no longer need it. Now, I can drag from GM.
It's a day
target
one,
game
Tumik. What do you
And
want?
then type in add score. enter.
What? As GM target game. Okay. What did it say? Add score. Okay. Okay. I got it.
So now we are calling the custom event that we just created. And
Time is money. Don't have it. I mean, like, I understand, but gotta do what you gotta do.
I could double click on this add score, which will take me to that event. Now this should work. So let me go move this off to the side, press play. If I have my first target selected, so let's go ahead and select GM_target game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I fire on it, you'll see that we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I keep on.
Let's see. Let's compile. Let's play the game. 1, 2. So this is literally like this string you need to save the game, how many bullets it, like it uses and everything else. Okay, gotcha. Nice, but see, I love when things are coming, like a bit together, like it's like you
Firing,
see what
and
you're
that
doing.
increment will increase.
'Cause
So
I-
that's how we know.
Because I
our
remember,
add score custom-
I think I touched Unreal 3 I said a little game building survival game. What? I think it was Unreal 3 that I dabbled a little bit. I think it was 3. Might be 2. No, I remember. I really don't remember. But then it was like line of code after code after code. I couldn't figure it out, you know, like, but this is
Event
fun.
is being called from our targets. Now we do have a really bad exploit players can use, and that is what I want to happen is that the player hits one target, so 1 point, 2, and 3. And since it's 3 out of 3, that means the player wins. But right now, the player can get to a count of 3 by coming up to just one target and going 1, 2, and 3. So I want it where whenever I hit an object, after I hit it again, this
Doesn't
event
work
right here
anymore.
no longer runs. And we're
Okay.
going to do that with a new variable, and that is a Boolean. So let's come to variables and add a brand new one within our target.
In
And
BP target.
by default, it is a Boolean. We can always change that by clicking on this button and selecting Boolean. And let's rename this variable up here to is hit question mark.
Is hit, and that was in BP target. Okay. Is hit. Okay.
Since this variable is a Boolean, it stores a true and a false value. This variable will tell us whether or not this target has already been hit. If it was hit, this is true. If it hasn't been hit yet, then it will be false. So I can drag this into my graph and we will get it.
Okay. Drag it in and get it.
Now we're going to go over one of the most essential nodes, or probably the most essential node of Unreal Engine, or just programming in general.
If
and that
or.
is the if statement.
Yep.
So right click on the graph and type in if, and
Holy shit, how do I know this? How the fuck do I know this?
in Unreal Engine, they call it a branch. So select the branch, but the
So why it's if, you know, like, then just put a branch, fuck. For fuck's sake.
branch is an if statement. Or hold down B and left click.
B and left click, okay. No, left, not right. Ah. So because it's so
create
needed
a
all the
branch.
time.
And that's how essential this node is. The fact that we have a shortcut, so B and left click, to create it means it's
Yeah, it's
pretty
if or,
important. So I'm gonna
yeah.
delete those because we don't need it. And
True
now
and
let me
false.
Go ahead and let's move all these nodes over there.
Branch comes in
And
between.
First, we're gonna see whether or not this object was hit.
So from first projectile goes branch and then goes, okay, cool. It was control, I think. Yep. Ah, wait, not yet. I don't know, is it that way?
So if this object was hit, which means if this value is true, then we don't want anything to be plugged up here. Because the object was already hit, we don't need to make another call to the add score. I only want to make a call to the add score if the object hasn't been hit yet. So if it is false.
So from
But I
false
can't-
to the cast target game. Okay, cool. And this needs to go right here. Cool. Okay. So basically it tells the from the projectile if it hit the target, then it's true, then it doesn't do shit, and then if it's false, then it lets you shoot again. Cool.
Can't just plug it up like this because we have to set the is hit. So let me drag from this variable and select set.
Oh, now we gotta do that also. Set to.
Now let me go and let's move these nodes right there and then hook up the is set.
So set goes after branch. Oh. Why? And from false to set? Why? Why? I guess he explains that in a second.
To false, and then hook it back up to the casting node. When a projectile hits our static mesh, we're going to check has it already been hit. If it hasn't been hit, if it's still false, then we're going to set it to true. So that means our object has been hit, and then we make a call to the add score. So the next time it is hit, because is hit is now set to true, then the true statement will be ran and not the false statement. And since nothing is plugged up, that means nothing is going to happen. Now if I play my game, walk up to
What? You just put this?
the target, hit it once, it adds to the score, and then if I hit again, it doesn't add anything.
Let's see. Ah. So I have 7 targets. And all of them are hit and nothing happens. Nice. That's cool. Oh. Shit.
I have to hit the other targets to add a score. So now we're at a score of 2 and 3, and now we won the game. I can't just keep spamming these different targets to increase the score.
Okay.
So let's jump back into BP_target. Now, generally, and this is just aesthetics, you do not have to do this. We want to hook up the bulk of my nodes to the true pin and not the false pin. The reason why is because it just looks nicer. So it organizes our graph just a little bit better. And we could do that.
So
by
then you gotta
checking
check-
if this is
Yeah.
it is a not Boolean.
Not
So
bull.
type in not Boolean and then plug it in. So now we're checking if is hit is not set to true. So if it is
What? So like this, and then I can put this basically just on true, right? And then it just looks better, nothing else. I love this, how it, like, how simple it is, to be honest. Just gotta think about it.
is not set to true, then we will hook it up through here and set it to true. Just like that. So all we did was add a not to go ahead and flip the executable. And here's a tip. Instead of dragging a variable into my graph and then selecting get or set, I can hold down Control and drag it in to automatically get it, or hold down Alt and drag it in to automatically set it.
Okay.
So that is another nice shortcut.
No, it's fine,
To
it doesn't
prevent
matter.
One more click.
It's just
Before we
extra.
move on to the next chapter, let's briefly go over what we did. This event will run whenever our target is hit. Then we're going to check if it was a first person.
So basically now it should work as a... It still should work. And that's it. Yep, okay, it works.
Person projectile that hit it. And if it was, we will then check whether or not this target has already been hit. And then if it hasn't already been hit, then we're going to set that variable to is hit to true, so that these nodes won't be ran again in the future. And then we tell the game mode to add a score to our current score. And if we jump into the first person map, here's what we have. We can add 1, 2,
Two,
and
three.
3.
Okay.
So our game is slowly forming, but there is one glaring issue, and that is it looks kind of ugly. Having to rely on the print stream node to keep track of all of our scores looks really bad. This is where user interfaces come in handy. In Unreal, you can create a user interface using Unreal's Motion Graphic UI Designer, which is a mouthful, so it is called UMG for short. Right now, we will create a user interface to keep track of the player's score, which is how many targets are left for the player to hit. And we can create the user interface by making a widget blueprint.
What?
Before we create our user interface, don't forget to save everything, because that would be very unfortunate if we lost our progress. So select save all. And
What the fuck is he talking about? Holy shit. I'm getting confused already.
go
No.
to save selected. Now to create a user interface, we need to create a widget. So right click and go all the way down here to user interfaces and select widget blueprints. Now it's going to ask
The fuck?
us what type of widget blueprint do we want to create. We just want to create the basic one and call this WBP for widget blueprint underscore UI.
WBP UI? Okay. Where was it? World? Nope. User interface, right? So they added already something in between. Widget blueprint. underscore. What did it put? UI. Okay. Oh, where did that go now?
Because this is our main user interface
Mhm.
that will be displayed whenever the player is playing the game. So let's double click to go inside of it. And here in the middle is where we're going to
Ah, so that's how you build UIs. Cool.
create the user interface. On the top left-hand corner, we have the palette. The palette contains all the items we could display to the player. And before I drag in anything, the very first item you need to drag in
Is
is
canvas
the canvas panel.
Okay.
So whenever you create a new widget, the first thing you need to do is add in a canvas panel and let go. So let's go ahead and let's move the details panel off to the side so we can better see it. And the controls are the exact same as the blueprints. Hold down the right mouse button to pan and use the scroll wheel to zoom out and zoom in.
No, we're good. We're right in the middle.
Now we will add in text. So I could come to comment and drag out text, or I could type in text right here and drag it out like this. So now we have text that will be displayed within the game. And you'll also notice that we have this little flower icon right here.
Okay.
This flower icon is anchoring. So let me go show what this is. So let me go place this at the very top left-hand corner. Or I can come up to anchors within the details panel and select the top left-hand corner. Now, in order to change the text, within details, go to text, and we can call this something, let's call this top left. Now, all the items we add to this
All right. Okay.
widget will be down here within the hierarchy. So you see we already have text top left. If I Control C, Control V, we now have another top left that I'm going to drag all the way to the right over here. And within anchors, select the right-hand corner.
Okay. Okay.
Now we're going to call this one top right, and then Control C, Control V again. Drag this into the center.
I guess that's center then. And anchor is center.
And for the anchors, select center.
So then it's low.
This one will be called center. Now I'm doing this. That's how we know exactly what these anchors are doing. Now let's press compile. And I want to display this widget blueprint.
Compile.
As soon as the game starts. So we could do that within the game mode. And we can plug it up to event begin play. As a reminder, in case you don't have it, just right click anywhere and type in event begin play. So as soon as our game starts, we will create a widget.
Soon as game starts, we're gonna create the widget.
And that widget will be the one we just made, which is WBP underscore UI.
WBP underscore UI. Good, got it.
Okay, so let's compile. And if we play our
Oh, right, yeah.
game, we do not see our widgets. And that's because within the game mode, I'm creating the widget, but I'm not displaying it. So drag from the return value, which contains our widget, and now we're going to tell Unreal to add that widget to the
Viewport.
viewport. So we will create it, add to viewport, and now if I press play, our
Ah. Yep, I do have them. Nice. Okay.
event begin play will fire and create our widgets. And we have our widgets. So we have top left, top right, and center. And notice how when I change the size of my window, the center is staying in the center, and the left-hand and right-hand corners are staying within their corners.
Okay.
And that's exactly what anchors do. It's essentially like responsive design. It ensures that this piece of the user interface will always stay there in relation to the player's window. Because not every window will be 1080 by 1920. Some windows can be really long, or maybe even someone's gaming on a 1x1 monitor. People's setups can be pretty weird. So I do
1 by
not need
1
the center,
monitor.
I
What
did
the
not need the top
fuck?
right, because that was just an example. I want the top left right there. And we will call this score.
Okay. So we're gonna start changing these things. Let's erase, and then what's this? Score? Oh, a core. Nope, score.
So this will contain the score of my game. But if I press play, honestly, this widget is a little bit too small right now. I want to make it bigger. So let's select score. And within appearance, we have size.
Size matters. Oh, there's a font, but there's no size. What?
Let's make this a size of, let's go 64.
Ah, where'd you find size? Am I blind? Where'd you find size, dum-dum? Ah, under font. Okay, never mind. Dummy. You need 36 and 36 then. I had it for a moment. Hey, I think that's better.
Because that was too big. We don't want it to take up the entire screen. Actually, let's try 45. Okay, that looks good. I will actually just increase that a little bit more to 50. And now that we have a score in the top left-hand corner, I want that score to update.
I guess he put 50. Let's put 50 then. Do I have my fonts in here too? No. Oh, it uses its own. Basically, not all of them are probably
Whenever I hit a target. And to do that, we can add some blueprint logic within my user interface to tell the user interface exactly what score should be displayed.
okay.
And we could do that within the graph. So not only do our widgets allow us to create a user interface, they also allow us to create logic right here.
Whatever. It's crazy what you can do. Alright, I'll be back in a second. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'm back. All right, let's continue. Widgets.
And I'll go select all that and delete it.
You deleted
Now, I
again.
Specifically,
God damn it, man. I'm always deleting these.
want to update this.
And then we're
text
gonna
right
put
here.
back all the time.
And I first have to name this text. So let's call this score text.
Oh, okay. So you gotta do something before. Designer. Hello? Is this one? I guess it is. Ah, it's all one word. Okay. Every time I need to compile,
The
probably.
reason why is because I want a clear name.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm in the graph, I'm able to grab score text and update it. But you notice that, wait, there's nothing within my blueprints. I can't update that yet. And that's because you also want to make sure that is variable is turned on. So select it and turn on is variable. Now we get access to score text right here.
Yes, we do.
So I can drag from here and get the score text. And then in order to update the score text, drag from here and go set text and select that.
Set text. Okay. So let's set text. Let's set a lot of set text.
So now this is going to change that text to whatever is inputted right here. And to show that it is working, let's change this to hello world and then hook it up to an event begin play. But widgets don't have an event begin play. Instead, they have an event construct, which will run as soon as the widget is created. So it's essentially
Okay. So event construct. Halfway there. I'm pretty sure that the next half is way more complicated than the first one was. Hey, Gameful. Learning. It's going great. I love this thing.
like an event begin play. So if I press play now, hello world is being displayed instead of score. Now,
Oh, really? Okay, compile. Let's see. You've been there? I can imagine, you know, like I'm pretty sure you do. But I love it, you know, like as much as Gameful, you know, like I like I said on already on Tumik, you know, like I dabbled I think with Unreal 3 a little bit, but it's not this. This is great. But I never tried game designing or anything, and I have a little bit of programming skills, but that's it. But this is fun, you know, like I'm just following what Unreal Sensei does right now and then learning by the
I
go.
want this to display the current number count from our game mode. So
Oh,
current
okay.
score.
So current
And
score
we do
needs to
that
go.
by first deleting event construct, because that was just an example, and create a brand new custom event. Call this one update score.
Oh, so we don't need this at all. Custom event. Score. A core. Oh yeah, he like that's like I want to try the game first, and then I'm gonna go on like other ones, you know, like because I want to eventually put together what I want to do with this at all.
And then hook it
I
up
have some
right
ideas
there. But
already.
actually, before we do, we need to first get the game mode and then do exactly what we did within the targets.
Get game. Ah, it's the same thing. Okay. Get game mode. Cool. Move this here a little bit. No, this is down. This is up. Okay.
And that is cast to GM underscore target game. So cast to
Right. Okay, let's go there. What was it? Cast to game mode. Yeah, right. It's my own target game. Right, this one. I'm pretty sure Gameful, you know how to do
GM
these
underscore
things
target
like
game. to get
Like this,
access
right?
to
By your
current
name
store,
already?
all the variables and custom events that are located within.
So, what? Yeah, event construction files when it's created, creating a custom event. Yeah, okay. I'm telling you, you probably know like this, like on the back of a hand right now, but I'm learning. But I love it.
Our
You know.
custom game mode.
Okay, so
And
this goes
then
there.
I get drag from here. So let's drag from here and go get current score. And
Ah, okay. Okay.
select that. Now I will drag from it, hover over Hello World, and let go to
Yeah, I'll step back and let you do your thing. Are you like there is a lot of things, you know, like that are not answered there? Okay, I'll take it. I'll take you on the word, Gameful. I want to learn this thing. This is fun.
convert that integer into a string.
I'm almost ready to take the Unreal Sensei class also. I think I want to do that. But my problem is the next 3 months I will be in Europe.
And hook this all up like
Oh,
that.
wait. What the hell did you do? Target current scores goes to value. Text and return value goes in text. Wait, current score goes to what happened? To text integer. I missed that. Let's move that a little bit so I can see. And the top one he connects together. Okay, so let's do this. You can see them better.
File, save. And now, of course, if I play my game and then if I fire, that score will not be updated. That's because we need to call update score within the game mode. So as soon as we add a score, then we're going to update this widget up here. But in order to call the update score custom event, we first have to get a reference to it. So we're going to take this event and store it inside of a variable. So to do that, I can come to variables, create a brand new one, and call this one user interface.
User interface. Is it integer or what?
Now, as for the type, instead of selecting one of these types, I will type in the name of my widget.
Ah,
which is
WBP UBI.
WBP_U.
Right, you gotta do that, right? Okay.
UI, and then just select an object reference. Now I can hold down Alt to set it, and then I'm gonna plug up the return value right there, and
So this we gotta set it. Move that. So from the it gets from the VBP UI widget the information. Ah, it was control. Let's grab that. Did he break the other one too? I think he did, right?
plug it up like this.
Ah,
So that's
okay.
how, as soon as I create my widget, we will store that widget. So now that I have access to my widget,
Ah, so he from return value it goes straight. No, not that. To target and then from here to here. Okay, let me see this again a little bit. Why does he do these things?
score, then we're gonna update this widget up here.
Okay.
But in order to call the update score custom event, we first have to get a reference to it. So we're gonna take this event and store it inside of a variable. So to do that, I can come to variables, create a brand new one,
Mhm.
and call this one user
Interface. Okay.
Now, as for the type, instead of selecting one of these types,
Mhm.
I will type in the name of my widget, which is WBP_UI, and then just select an object reference. Now I can hold down Alt to set it, and then I'm going to plug up the return value right there and plug it up like this.
Okay.
So that's how, As soon as I create my widget, we will store that widget. So now that I have access to my widget, I can come down here. So let's drag this user interface by holding
And then
down
it needs to
Control
get
so I
the
can
get
it.
right. I know.
And then we will call that custom event that we made called update score and select that.
So from user interface. Huh. It took get, right? Yeah, get, yes. And from here we get update score. Where did he get this right now? Like, what the hell? I'm getting
Plug it up like this. So that
confused
file,
for a little bit.
as soon as I create my widget, we will store that widget.
Okay.
So now that I have access to my widget, I can come down here. So let's drag this user interface by holding down Control so I can get it. And then we will call that custom event that we made called update score and select that.
Why don't I have that? I don't have that. Why don't I have that? Target, return value. Because he had before add and then he changed. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. I would have been fucking going nuts in here. He had add before and then he changed it to update, I think, in mid talking or something. And then I missed it, I think. Okay.
That. And luckily for us, we no longer need that ugly print screen, so we can kill it. And then plug up update score like that.
Okay. So we don't need this nonsense. God damn it, this is fun. Like, holy shit.
Now, I know that was a lot to just create.
Yes, it was a
variable
lot.
to store my user interface. Instead, what I can do is let's delete user interface real quickly, and also delete the variable. Hold down Alt to break that. Here's a shortcut. Instead of having to come down to variables and manually create it, I can right-click on this output and go promote to variables. That will automatically create a variable that stores WBP_UI, and then we can call this one user interface.
Okay.
Just like that, and hook it up like this.
Okay, so he just showed the other way how to do it. Okay, gotcha. I'm like, fuck, why he deletes these things
And
again?
then hold on, Control drag, and hook it back up to update score.
I was hoping he would fix that blue line. Yeah, this blue line is like, yeah, no, I can do this. It covers it a little bit, but then you don't see it. Yeah, the blue line. Yeah, he doesn't fix it. He just put it on top of it. Okay, so I think everything is like he has.
So that's the shortcuts to quickly creating variables. You can pretty much come to any of these outputs.
Yeah. I understood what he did, you know, like, because he just holds the buttons, the controls, and alls that I'm not. Oh, he did get rid of the blue line? Oh, wait, let's go back then. Let me do that too. Where did it go? Was it here?
Seeing one of these types, I will type in the name of my widget.
Oh, no.
which
It was
is that we
this.
store that widget. So now that I have access to my widget, I can come down here. So let's drag this user interface by holding down Control
No, that's too early.
there. So select that, and now that's
Where did
I
it go
also
now?
want it.
No.
Variable that stores WB.
It's right here.
Let's drag this user interface by holding down Control so I can get it. User interface. Instead, what I can do.
You can connect directly from the variable you created. You mean from here? Like this? And then remove that? Like this, you mean? Oh, okay. So I don't have to. He just showed like you can literally do it like with just holding control or something and make it as a variable. So I think he just shows the shortcuts, which overwhelming a little bit, like, you know, like the key presses, controls, alt and stuff.
Let's delete user interface real quickly, and also delete the variable. Hold on Alt to break that. Here's a shortcut. Instead of having to come down to variables and manually create it, I can right click on this output and go promote
okay.
to variables.
Got it.
That will automatically
Got it,
create a
got it.
variable that stores WBP_UI. And then we can call this one user interface.
How many years you
Just
have
like
in
that,
the
like this.
game development, game full?
Control drag and hook it back up to update score. So that's the shortcuts to quickly creating variables. You can pretty much come to any of these outputs. For example, this integer, right click and promote to a variable to quickly create one without clicking on the add button.
Okay, gotcha.
Now, if I press play, we will update that score. So it goes to 1, 2, and 3, which is what I want. But I also want it where before we display the number, we have the word score. So it's score space, and then it displays the number.
You've been coding since I was a kid in the 90s. Ah, okay. Yeah, I used to code when I was learning IT at school. But just like that was what, 30 years ago? No, not that much. 23 years ago. Yeah, it's been a while. Getting older, not younger.
Widget blueprint. And we're going to do that by dragging from in text and type in append. Now, this is one of those cases where it's not showing up, so we have to uncheck on.
That's Blue! Do you trust that I do not want to see you die here tonight?
Sir, yes, sir.
Blue, you're my boy!
50 years ago, yeah, Tumik. Oh, Gameful. Welcome to the Blue World. Thanks, Gameful, for the follow. So he was here, removing that, right? What did he do? Oh, no, he's grabbing one. Nope. He's grabbing one more. What was this called? Appendix? Remove appendix? What is this need?
Text sensitive. And we will append string down there.
Append string. Okay. I forgot to read what I needed. Where is append on a string? Append. Got it.
So select that, and now that's going to automatically create two different nodes. So the purple node is string, and then this string is being converted into text.
Okay.
Essentially, strings and text are the exact same thing. They store words. And then I can delete this to text right there. And let's go move everything over here. And
What did you
this
delete
append
just
will
now?
add two sentences together. So for sentence A, let's call this score space, and then B will be current score. So we're going to add current score to the sentence of.
Okay, so this one he deleted. Current score goes B. This one is score and like this, right? That's what he had?
Of score space, which will then be displayed in the text. Okay, so let's compile, save again.
I haven't done that for a while. So let's compile. Let's make this a bit nicer. I don't like it. It's too many. Oh, I made it worse. I know, I made it worse. My bad. Okay. Let's see. Grab this a little bit bigger. Got it. Okay, works. Beautiful.
And now if I press play, we have score 1, 2, and 3. So within the user interface, let's go back to designer, select score, and then for the text, let's make this score space 0. Now we start off with a score of 0, and then an increment.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't mean it
as we
doesn't
get
it doesn't
to the
need to be 0.
targets. One last thing I want to do with our user interface, if we go into graph, and that is, this is pretty messy. We have to get the game mode, and then we have to cast to it, get the current score. What I can do is simplify this. So I
How?
can delete get game mode and the cast and the current score. And then within my custom event, in the details panel, we have this input. So I can pass variables through events. So let me click on the plus icon. So that's how we better understand what I'm talking about.
Nope,
and
I
this
still-
input will be called current score. And we're going to ask for an integer. So now we can plug that up. And it is this current score that will be plugged up right there. So if I press compile
Okay.
and go back to GM_target game, you'll see that when we call that custom event, we're able to pass data through it, in our case, current score, to the custom event, where then that variable can be used. So this current score will, of course, just be the current score output right there. So if I press play, now it increases
Okay.
the exact same thing. They store words. And then I can delete the sentences together.
Where were you?
And the score of, we have to get the game mode, and then we have to cast to it, get the current score. What I can do is simplify this. So I can delete get game mode and the
So he deleted the get game mode, casting, and target, and it still worked. Holy shit.
cast and the current score.
Oh yeah, I know that. That's not even maybe 0.01%. This is simple stuff.
And then within my custom event, in the details panel, we have
I know that already. I'm already ready for that. Oh wow, okay.
this input. So I can pass variables.
0.05.
So let me click on the
It's
plus
like
icon,
probably
so that we better understand what we're talking about.
0.0001
And
maybe.
this input will be called current score. And we're going to ask for an integer. So now we can plug that up.
So he plugs that directly there. Okay, that's fine. I can do that. And current score goes here then. Really? Gameful, show me what you have done then, please.
It is this current
Do you have
score
anything
that
to
will be
show?
plugged up right there.
Like what you have
So if I
have
press
built
compile
or
and
help
go
build
back
at
to
least?
GM_target
I would love to
game,
see. Like
you'll see that when we
I'm
call that
baffled, you know,
custom
like what
event,
people can do.
we're
So
able to pass data through it, in our case, current score, to the custom event, where then that variable can be used.
okay.
So this current score will, of course, just be the current.
So target game, we're gonna connect current score with this. Okay, and that's it.
Current score output
Mm-hmm.
right there. So if I press play, now it
So now it should work. Let's try. The only thing published is unfinished game I'm making for a YouTuber on Steam. Oh wow, nice. That's cool. I'm sure you can't say who you're building it for, so I'm okay with that. Don't worry. My AI is chirping in, of course. She thinks she's the smartest. It sounds like it's time to level up game development skill. I'm doing that. He's okay. Gameful is good. But yes, we're working on towards that.
increases without having to make a call to the game mode.
Okay.
Now, before we go over adding a win condition to our game mode, I want to briefly mention how we organize graphs. Now, let's say for some reason our current score is random as soon as we create our widget. Well, I can't within the widget just manually set the score to 0. Instead, I'm going to have to call the update score right here. So I will drag from the user interface and then type in update score and then hook it up. But you notice that now it is pretty messy because we have a line that's going through a node.
Mhm.
Fully could leave it as is. There is nothing wrong with that. And our game will be completely fine. But for a sanity check for us, the developers, this is messy. So what I can do is
So Gameful, that's what you talked about, right? Oh, okay. I'll look it up, Dashi Games. So that's the one that you talked about, right? That the lines are running
Over
weird.
Any lines, and then double click to add a reroute node. So this will allow me to just move my line for organizational sake. Just like
Ah.
this. So now my graph looks a lot nicer, and in my opinion, it's a lot more readable. Reroute nodes are amazing. You can pretty much organize your graph whatever way you may like. So let's press Ctrl Z to undo those. And another thing we could do is hover over a set of nodes and press the C key.
I didn't do that yet, right? The weird thingy that he did. Okay, let's go back. I mean, I'm just mesmerizing
Now,
here
let's
and
say
watching.
for some reason our current score is random as soon as we create our widget. Well, I can't within the widget just manually set the score to 0. Instead, I'm going to have to call the update score right here.
Okay.
So I will drag from the user interface and then type in updates.
For me, I think it was add score, right? Like last time we figured that out. Yep. So he put that in there, and then he started trolling around with that.
And then hook it up. But you notice that now it is pretty messy because we have a line that's going through a node. We could leave it as is. There is nothing wrong with that. And our game will be completely fine. But for a sanity check for us, the developers,
Sanity check.
this is messy. So what I can do is hover over any lines and then double click to add a reroute node.
Double click. Ah, okay. That's cool. Ah. Oh, you can connect the things on here too, or no? That's pretty cool. Yeah, but then it makes it so messy, you know, like it's like what was the fuck? Oh no, it was something shit 3D modeling that I did. It was similar shit, you know, like lines went through everything, and then I was like, oh, never mind. I can't figure that out.
This will allow me to just move my line for organizational sake. Just like this. So now my graph looks a lot nicer, and in my opinion, it's a lot more readable. Reroute nodes are amazing.
They are.
Pretty much organize your graph whatever way you may like. So let's press Ctrl Z to undo those. And another thing we could do is hover over a set of nodes and press the C key to comment. So this is going to add in a comment, and I can say add score by calling the widgets, which is useful for us.
Add score by calling the midget. Ah, okay. Let's make this nicer. What did you say? Add score?
Or other members of our team to remind us exactly what a set of nodes are doing. So I can delete that comment, and we can even comment individual nodes.
Yeah,
So if
that I
hover
know.
over
Yeah.
any of these nodes,
Yeah. That I
we get
know.
this little comment icon right there. I can select it, and then I can say hello world. So I can add comments to any of these nodes, which is helpful if we're doing something confusing. And then I can press that button again
Doing something confusing. The whole thing.
to get rid of that comment. And in my case, I'll just leave update score right there because we do want to start off the event begin play with a current score of 0. Always don't forget to save everything we've done so we don't lose our progress.
Right. I did that already. Okay. Still gotta figure certain.
And now let's go see our game. And we have 3 targets. So I hit 1, 2, and 3. And at this point, I want to be able to tell the player that, hey, you won the game because you hit all the targets.
Okay.
So in order to do that, we need to go into GM_target game and we have to create a brand new variable that will be our max score.
Okay.
So our current score is how many targets we hit so far, and our max score is how many targets we need to hit to beat the game. So let's go to variables, click on a new one, and call this one max score. And then for variable type, this will of course be an integer.
Okay. So that's on target game.
Because it's just a whole number. Now we need to give ourselves the ability to somehow count how many targets are in my world. Right now there's 3. And we can do that by first, let's break these nodes and select them all, then move them off to the side. And then drag from event begin play, and we're gonna get all actors of class. And specifically, we're gonna get all actors of class.
Wow. Wow, it gets confusing soon. Get all actors of class. Okay, sure. Let's get actors. I wonder why, like, in the same time, Unreal describes everything as objects, but at the same time, it also puts it as actors. Is there a difference? I still haven't understood that, because he sometimes says actors, sometimes says objects.
For a target, so BP underscore target.
BP underscore target, okay. So basically, this same thing, yeah. Okay, so he talks the same things, but different things, because he started the video when he says like all of the items inside the world are objects, and then when we cut into blueprints, everything is actors now. So yeah, okay, gotcha.
Now we get a reference to all the targets, and you'll see we have this really weird outpin, which is a bunch of squares. This is an array. Don't worry, we're not going over arrays in this video, but what matters is that this stores all the different targets. And because it stores all the targets in my world, that means I can see how many targets there are by dragging from here and typing in length. So it is this output that gives me the amount of targets we need to hit. So let me move all that over and then hold down Alt, drag max score to set it, and we will set that length to the max score. So what the
Okay, length and then grab max score. So that was from here. Length. He grabbed max score. No, set, not get. Let's move these a little bit this way. He probably meant static meshes. Blueprint actors can do stuff. Static meshes just sit there and don't move. Technically all objects. Oh, okay. Maybe. Sure, maybe. True.
these 3 nodes are doing is that it's going through my entire world, counting up all my targets, and then it is setting it to the max score variable right there. And now let's jump back into update score by double clicking on it. We need a new input variable, so click the add button, and this one will be max score.
Okay, so that's on this. That's not integer, then
Of integer. And then we
it is
add
integer.
another pin, and let's make this a slash. So
add pin, and then it puts it on slash. What? Okay, let's do that.
we're gonna current score slash the max score. So the player knows how many more targets they have to hit. So drag from there and add it like that. Press compile, and now
What the hell did you do just now? He added one more, right? Let me get back a little bit. Oh yeah, okay. So he added D2. Okay.
2 hits. So drag from there and add it like that. Press compile, and now back in our target game, we need to fill up the max score with the max score integer.
Hit the compile, go back here. Oh, there is a max score now here. Yeah, okay, cool.
So hold down control, and I could drag it into my graph and then plug it up.
With a control max score. And then plug it in. And this all can go right here.
Or shortcuts, holding down control, I can hover over max score and
And then it links it automatically. Okay, cool.
So same thing right here, because right now the max score is set to 0. Now if I play my game, we have a score of 0 out of 0, which doesn't make any sense. So for max score, drag that right there. So if I play, we have a
that's
score.
on top now? Oh yeah, it's this one now. Control and connected. Learning. And now it should work. Yep. Nice.
Score of 0 out of 3, 1 out of 3, 2, and 3 out of 3. And then at this point, I want to tell the player, congratulations, you won. So let's go add in that win condition.
Win
Whenever
condition.
the current score is equal to the max score. So after we update the score, we will add a Boolean value. So hold down B and left click to
Yes.
bring in a branch node.
That's the if or. Yeah, okay. So that's on the UI, right? No. Oh, here. Right. B and... Nope. B and left click. I forgot. Always want to press right click.
node, or you can right click and type in if. So
No.
let's go plug this up.
Type
right there
branch, not
and
if.
grab the current score and grab the max score.
Put the freaking... Now what? It's not called if in here, sadly. Okay, current and if.
So we have a bunch of comparison nodes. Now we could check if one is greater than the other, but in our case, we're gonna check.
No, we
if
need the
one
equal.
is equal to, so equal the other. So when current score is equal to max score, that means
Conditions are met. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I remember from the programming a little bit. No, not plus. Equal with each other. Then it's true.
true. Congratulations, the player has won.
Game over.
And in just a minute, we're going to create a proper widget. But to make sure that this is working, you guessed it, we will use a print string. So let's go. Congrats, you won.
I'd probably make it bigger if and not... Yeah, but the game... No, true, yeah. I mean, like, but the game should grab it from the system. But it can automatically sometimes, like, just put an extra and then it doesn't work. But how does it know the max value then? If it automatically puts one over? I maybe couldn't express myself how I wanted to ask, but print string. Unless he put a clamp somewhere that I didn't see. Yeah, I'm not sure that he put a clamp, but I don't honestly, I don't even know what that means. But the thing is, you know, like he made that the game calculates itself how many targets are in the game, and that was, I think, in here. No, that's the score. Where was the target? Ah, this one right here. So it put, and then it gets the max scores if it calculates all the targets in the game. So I don't know what exactly could be the clamp.
Highly
That's what they did.
Okay. Compile, and actually we won't be able to see this, so make sure this is red with a duration.
Right. Winner, chicken dinner.
5 seconds. Also, here's a shortcut. You could press Alt and P to automatically play my game instead of selecting the play button. So that is another shortcut. Is Alt and
It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's the same thing. It compiles right away. Congratulations. Tiny little. Imagine playing game and then like you finish the game and there's little congratulations on the corner.
3. Top left hand corner, we get the print string. Congrats, you won. Now it's time to create a widget that will stop everything in the game, stop what I'm doing, and tell the player you won. Because right now, as is with the little print screen, they probably won't recognize that, hey, the game is over, stop playing. We will use the exact same process to create the win screen as we did in creating the user interface right here. So press Control Space, and let's create.
So he's and widget again. Okay. Holy shit! This is like it's like gets so confusing for me sometimes. It's which one was it? Fuck. It's VBP UI, and then it was the designer, right? Forgot. And then bring it up, and what does it do?
Brand new user interface widget blueprints.
User face widget blueprint. Okay. What does it put it now?
And that is WBP underscore end screen.
WBP. You keeping your, you know, like the blueprints and everything same way as this shortens in the front, which is like blueprints or the medals and whatever it is. You keep them also like with the front words, or you do use different ones like he does.
Because this will handle both the win screen and the loss screen. So let's double click to go inside of it. First thing you need to do with all widgets is add in a canvas panel.
Canvas panel, yeah, right.
Now in Unreal Engine 4, this was added by default. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'll usually use abbreviation. Yeah, okay, yeah. So he uses the same ones. Okay,
now.
gotcha.
And then we're going to go to text and drag this in. Let's put this into the middle of the screen. Make this fairly large. So let's go 60. And let's even make this bigger. And I want to justify it in the middle of the screen. So go ahead into justification and select the.
Okay, so he went to let's do it this way. Okay. Justification center. Doesn't look like center, but should be center. Doesn't look like center. Doesn't look like center, but okay, it's fine.
Middle one. Now, right now our text is looking just a little bit bland, so we can.
Did I do something wrong with this? Why is this not in the middle? No, it is middle. It should be in the middle. Size to content. Where's that? Wait. I never touched that yet. Takes me a while to find this. Where the fuck did you... Where... Oh, sorry. But where... where is this size to content? Ah, cool. Got it. Okay, size to content and 0.5 alignment. Both, right? Nope. It still goes on the side. What is with this alignment? I'm completely like, okay, position. Let's do the position somehow. It needs to be in the middle. Anchor is in the middle. Why the thing is not in the middle? I don't understand. It's somewhat in the middle. I'm not gonna keep it. I'm just playing with it right now.
With a drop shadow. So first, in order to enable drop shadows, I need to go.
So X and Y should be 0. Alignment should be 0.5. Let's see. But why does it put the X and Y then also right away? Huh. Ah. Never mind. My bad. Like, I need food. It's too late for me here. I need food. Oh, wow. Thank you. I totally messed it up. Okay, got it. Now let's go back to video. He probably does the same thing right away.
So select this and then increase its alpha transparency. Right now it's 0, which means there's no shadow, to 1, which means our shadow is full black.
Shadow? We put shadows already on? Thank you, thank you.
And then for shadow offsets, change this. That's how we can slowly bring this out.
Ah,
So
it
just
makes
a
the
little bit of offset.
7
there
and
we go.
5. Yeah, let's do it. Not much. He has something else on. Or do I have that shadow now? No. I don't see shadow. And I guess this is just text, you know, like who cares? Text, you know, like later you're gonna do images or something that comes up on the
And then
game.
for
That's
the
fine.
Text. This will be U1 exclamation point, smiley face with a nose. Boom. Okay, we're gonna leave this as is for now, but we are going to edit it in just a second. But I want to first display this in my world when we win the game. So of course we're gonna do that within our target game, which we will be replacing this print screen. So let's go.
Okay, so print string, this one this time. Do it.
Go ahead and delete that. Actually, let me go move my node set down and then drag from true, create a widget. And that widget is the
From true, create a widget. And this is probably the one that we
screen
just made.
And then
And, yeah.
add it to viewport
VPN screen. This one.
so the player can actually see it. Okay.
Return. Add to viewport. Okay. Add to viewport. And return value is target.
Press compile. Now if we go back to our game,
Okay. Nice. But again, I already made like on the last one that he made, I made like a little soccer play and stuff, so that was funny. Figured out how to
score is 0 out of
change
3.
the weight and everything for the
Still
items.
increase that, and then we won. But there is an issue that is the player can still
Yes.
run around.
The
And now this
point
view one
point
screen is
five
just
was
stuck
the
to my player,
text, you know, like
and we have
alignment.
no option to replay my game. So let's go ahead and add that option right now. To add the option to restart, we need a button. So go back into the end screen and type in a button to go ahead and get it. So let's drag in our little button.
He says that button is so it's so cute. A button button. Button. Button.
And for the anchor, of course, we're going to set this to the center.
I guess let's anchor it center also. I don't know why, but let's anchor it on the center. I know why, because if you
We go
change the
adjust
screens, it's
my
always
button
in the
like
center.
this to make it bigger. And then add text to my button. So drag out text and hover over and then let go. So this
Ooh.
text will
So you can do buttons with text boxes now? Nice.
ask us if we want to restart. So
Right. That was restart button, yes.
start question mark. Also, my button is way too bright. So go to style and under normal for tint, decrease this to something more darkish. Like
Which one was it? It was on this one, right? Which one? Which one he was on text or box?
and then add text to my button. So drag out text and hover over and then let go. So this text will ask us if we want to restart. So
Okay,
restart
that's
question mark.
fine.
Also, my button is way too
Huh.
bright. So go to style.
It is on button. He's on button. Okay, style. Style. Oh, right here. You wanted to do it darker. They do dark blue. Like that.
And under normal for tint, decrease this to something more darkish. Like right there. Okay, that's better. Press compile. And now if
Compile. Let's play. And I can't choose it for now.
we play our game, we have this U1, but we're still playing the game. And plus, we don't get access to our mouse cursor. So we want to stop playing the game, and we want to give the player the ability to get back their mouse cursor. Now, for us, the editor, we can just press Shift and 1 to get our mouse, but the actual player won't have that ability. But before we do that, I want it where when I press restart, then the entire world restarts. So let me go to WBP_end screen, select my button, and then with my button selected all the way down here, create an event for on clicked. You will notice that this is a
What? Wow. Nice.
event on clicked for a button called button_0. So that name doesn't really make sense. We can rename it right here to restart button. Okay, so what I want to happen is that it reloads my current level. Right now, my current level is called first person map. So let's drag from here and go open level by object reference. And that will be this level, which is first person.
Open level. Where the hell did he get that? I didn't look. By object reference. Okay. Cool.
Person map.
First person map we need to choose. Okay. Because we don't have any other levels yet.
Okay, great. Now let's stop the game and show the player's mouse. So jump back to GM_target game, and then as soon as we win our game, we add the win screen. We will drag from here and go set input mode UI only.
Set input mode UI only. Okay.
So that means the player can only input actions to the user interface. And the specific user interface I want the player to interact with is the end screen. So drag from here and let go like that. Also, double click.
So he does second one in here. Interesting. Node. Where did the node go? Okay. Got it. So he does in widget to focus. Okay.
To add in a reroute node. And now it's asking for the player controller.
Mhm.
So drag from here and go get player controller.
Get player controller. Okay.
You can think of the player controller as a reference to the player itself. And then to show the mouse cursor, because the mouse cursor will not show up, drag from here and go show mouse cursor.
Wow. Okay. No, not set. Show. Wait, which one he took?
And we're gonna set it.
Ah, set. I listened to the last part. Okay.
So we're gonna set whether or not we see the mouse cursor and set that to true so we do see it again. Okay, compile, press play.
Interesting concept. Oh, works. And it restarts. But it doesn't work. Mouse disappears for me.
Moment of truth, 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
We won, and immediately we get back my mouse cursor.
Yeah.
I didn't have to press Shift 1, and then if I select restart, we restart the game, but there's a glitch, and that is I can't move around anymore. I need to reset the input mode to game only. So let's come up here, and then at the very beginning of my game, that our input mode will be set to game by getting the player controller again. So let's grab that, and then drag from here and go set input mode game only. Okay, so now we are getting the game, and go ahead and re-plug it up right there.
Wow. So I gotta put get player controller and set input game mode only. So that's on the... No, that's in here. Yes, that is in here. Get player controller and set input mode. Okay, so this goes here. Yes, and yes. Okay.
Now, we do have one issue still.
Okay,
That
what's the
is,
issue?
if we beat the game with the player walking around, so let's say the player is walking towards the target, then hits it, even though we have no access, we're unable to move our player around, our player is still moving forward. So we need to completely disable movement.
Ah,
That is a glitch. So go into, let's go back to target game.
okay.
And down here, drag from the player controller again. And let's get a set, ignore, move, input.
Ah. So see, he does pull it from the node right here. No, it was set, ignore. Set, ignore, move, input. Right? Yep.
So this will stop all the movement of my player character. Okay. Now,
Oh, he connects these two together. Okay. Oh,
With Peter and my
wrong
really
button.
nothing mouse cursor, because the mouse cursor one, I guess the reason why is if we beat the game and replug it up right there.
Where did it go now?
We want a new move input. So any movement that we drag from the player controller again,
Mm-hmm.
and let's get a set, ignore, move,
Okay.
input. So this will stop all the movement of my player character. Okay. Now we want a new move input. So any movement that we were doing will be halted and stopped immediately
I'm gonna select that.
once the end screen is shown. Now, if I beat my game when I'm running, so let's go fire right there, and okay, my player does stop. And then I can click restart and get back my player.
All right, let me try. Yep, okay. Works. Cool.
And let's make the end screen a little bit nicer because right now it's kind of bland. So to do that, let me go to end screen and go back to designer. And right here, I'm going to add a blur. So type in blur and drag in the background blur. Now I want this to take up the
Ah. Blur.
entirety of my canvas. So go ahead and make that really large so it encompasses back.
Ah, so basically you need to do it so it covers the whole thing. Okay, gotcha. So it blurs the whole
entire
thing.
canvas.
Okay.
And for the anchor, make sure it's set to full screen. So that the blur will be
Anchors, full screen.
everywhere, no matter the size of my game window. And then with blur selected, let's increase this to 2. And then you'll notice, we are blurring the entire screen. That's something we don't want to happen. And the reason
So you gotta bring the front or the thing in the front, I think, or send the blur on the back, I think, or something like that, right? That's basically what it needs to do now. Blur strength. He wants to put 2 in there. Let's do it. Yep. Did the same thing to me.
why is because background blur is at the top. Now, Unreal is different from other programs like Photoshop, where the last item is actually at the top, and then the top item is on the bottom.
Okay.
So I have to drag this. That's all right. After the canvas panel, I let go. It will blur it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Same as Photoshop. Pretty much. Wrong place.
So now our text and the restart button are above the blur background. All right, now before we add a timer to our game, let's really briefly go over exactly what we did so far. Since this is your first time creating a game, we have done a lot.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So to begin, we created the target blueprint. And the target blueprint is really simple. It's just a static mesh. And we check whether or not a projectile is hitting that mesh.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is, we're going to add a score to the game mode.
Mm-hmm.
And then make sure this target can't be hit again in the future with these 2 nodes. And then in the game mode is where the majority of my game is. And so far, our game has been pretty simple. As soon as the player starts playing my game with the event begin play, Unreal will try to find how many targets are in my world and set it as the max score. So for example, right now we have 3 targets. If I create a 4th one, then we're going to have a max score out of 4 instead of 3. And then we create our user interface. Now, whenever the target is hit, we will add 1 to the current score. And then we will update the user interface and check if the player has been in the game by seeing if current score is equal to the max score. And then if it is, we add the win screen to tell the player that they won, and then we stop our player's movement. So this is what we have so far. I can fire 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and we won. Right now the game is fun, but it is not challenging. The player has infinite time to hit all the targets. So let's make it challenging by adding a timer. So the player will have to hit all the targets before the timer expires.
Okay. I think this is gonna be a next day for me. That's so much information. Holy shit. But it's so cool. Let's see. It's fun. I mean, like, Gameful, it's fun. Like, it's... Yeah, it is fun. Like, it's like when you see the things like come to life, you know, like, oh, let me see. Like, this was where is my project? Recent. No. I'll take it from here. It's easier. So on the first project that he taught me, like, he just showed, you know, like how to move things around and everything. But I made pretty much a soccer ball without like the without skin or anything, but you can hit them. I figured that out. How the physics and stuff are, and it's gone. That's like a FIFA glitch. It goes home. Oh my, we got a goal. So yeah, it's funny, you know, like how like I figured out how to make balls and stuff. So that was my own making. He didn't teach that, but it's so cool. Like if something like this comes alive already, it's so much cool. It's cool. Oh, Gameful, thanks for the help, for being here. This has been cool. Let me save all of this. Oh yeah. I mean, like, if the game will eventually look how he says it will look, and he will teach everything like how it's gonna be like this. Let me show you. I'm pretty sure you've seen this, but if he teaches you do like
everyone.
this,
If you want to create games in Unreal Engine 5,
then
this video is for
yeah,
you.
I would
In
love to
tutorial,
see
you'll
this.
go from knowing nothing about Unreal Engine
But
5
first we gotta
to
figure out all the
creating
basics,
this
so
game
it's all fine.
right here. The goal is to destroy all the targets before the timer hits 0.
Yeah, this
It
is
a
like he
first-person
teaches the
shooter
whole thing,
where you
so
can take the skills you learn here to create your
how to
dream
make
game.
this game. So
We
this
will
is
walk through
already
the
like
entire programming process.
pretty
And
okay.
once the last target is hit, the player wins the game.
Yeah.
In this tutorial, you will learn how to program with Unreal's visual scripting
So-
language called Blueprints, design a user interface. I can fire 1, 2, 3.
That's pretty cool. Like he teaches the whole thing, you know, like from the get-go, how to get also, you know, like to put all of the building things in. I already watched this other video also, the little bit what's the other one was? Unreal Engine beginner tutorial, use starter course. That one is fun too, but I love the game making, so like I gotta eventually start putting all these two together and then all of these together, and when I find something else, you know, like that would be cool. God damn it, this is fun. Like if I could figure out also, like I'm pretty sure he explains it, but how to change the bullets, like how fast it goes, the projectile and stuff. I don't know where those informations are taken, how fast the bullet flies and everything else. I wish I could I wish I could figure that out, but It's probably in physics in here somewhere, right? I want to make the bullet just a little bit faster, but I don't know where that is. There's a starting velocity. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Velocity quantization, no. Projectile movement on right here. Okay. Above that. Right here. Okay. Gotcha. Bounce velocity stops simulating velocity. Oh, 3000. Okay. Is it like the bigger the number is, the slower it is, or is it faster? XYZ. So yeah, so basically it only travels on X. Bigger for is faster. So if I put this on 30, add 1 0, then it should be fast as hell, right? Nope. Didn't change shit. Maybe it's like a really big number that needs to be. Oh, still comes out the same way. It's still same. I guess there's another value somewhere. Yeah, probably. It might have been. But I'm pretty sure he teaches the velocity and everything in the video, because in the video where it shows the complete map, it doesn't shoot these balls anymore. It shoots proper bullets, or like laser or whatever it is, you know, like what it shoots. So I'm thinking it's probably, yeah, projectile right here. I guess it does that. Okay, never mind. I'm rushing myself. I should just take all of this information and save it and then continue. Oh, this has been fun. Gameful, thanks for being here. I loved it. Thanks for helping me out as much as you did. But yeah, we're gonna continue with this. This is fun. Damn, my mind doesn't take it. It was so much information. Like I literally need to take it as a class. So our learning and then our like a little bit break. Yeah, this is fun for me. I don't know how it's fun for you, but I'm pretty sure you're just seeing your own days too. But you didn't use this. You use coding, so I don't know. What's fun for you? Not ready yet. Finish it. Shut up, Tumik. God damn it. I got so far already. Look at this. I have targets. I have a game mode. I can play. I win. It is. In the same time, it is finished. It's bland, but it's finished. You win the game when you get these things done. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, like, but in the same time, it's hard to do the tutorials. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of editing, and then if you editing something out, you know, like that, change the whole complexity of things, and then everybody's like, how did he get there? It's amusing, like looking porn from radio. What the hell, Tumik? Whatever. If it's not amusing for you, that's fine for you. It's amusing for me because I'm learning new things, and learning new things is add physics impulse to any physics object we hit. Oh, see, velocity is in here. He added something from here. Let me add this 1000. Bye-bye. It hits harder. The bullet doesn't come out harder, but it hits harder. makes things way... Yeeted. I yeeted it. Okay, so this was 100 before. Yes, so that's the hit velocity. But the question is now, where is the velocity for the bullet? Target is actor, target self, target other comp, target impulse. Okay, target self, return value, location, target self. I don't see it in here. I see the velocity for the bullet hit, but it doesn't how fast it comes out. I would look at the BP first person character when I shoot. All right. Character. Right. So yeah, maybe it's in here. So rifle shoots. It spawns a projectile. Gun arrow. Target, return value, spawn, transform. That's a sound. Jump input, movement input, camera input. No. It does have spawn projectile. That's the spawn projectile, but it doesn't have where it goes. BP first person goes. Okay. Where it could be hidden. Okay, I did. And now? Something from here. Double click. Yeah, this is the same one that we just were. It's the one that has that 100 value. That's the only value that we can change from here. That's the only that he has put in here. But I guess let's worry about in remove vel from the search at the top right. Vel. Wait. Remove vel from the search at the top right. Vel. Where's vel? Ah, projectile movement. Wait. Ah, right here. Husky, what happened here? We're building a game. So we're doing a game, see? Okay, so projectile movement again. So I did that. Ah, vel. Ah, never mind. Right, okay. So this is the velocity. Ah, it's this one, I think. The projectile interpolation. Yeah. I think it might be there or might be here. Ah, initial speed. Okay. We have speed. Initial. So let's do 30. If I add a 10, I think it goes crazy. Let's do this as 4,000, and max is, let's say, 6. And if it complies these two, let's see what it does. Oh, it does come faster. It's way more accurate. Okay. Yes, we figured it out. Gravity scale, so you can basically change everything. That's so cool. Okay, either way, I'm gonna start learning it on the... Alright, let's put these back. I'm gonna fuck the game up, and then later I don't understand. What did I change? Ah, I can do this also, right? Ah, no. He didn't save the original values. Okay, never mind. I can't use undo button. Cool. And now it should be slow again. Not that slow, but the velocity is still better. You did. No, I couldn't put together the... Okay, one. Nope, it can't. Cool. This is awesome. Love it. I love it. Thanks again, Gameful. Okay, let's see who's on. I might send you guys somewhere. Might not. Let's see. Depends who's on. Mary, Fatty, Lukey, Elden. Nobody's on who I can send you. Do you have anybody who you like? Who I should Gameful? Do you have anybody who I should send you guys? Kuyuko is playing with custom character controller day. Bare Metal Front hacking. Nope. We're not doing hacking. Let's see. Anybody's building anything in Unreal? Let's see who's on. Anybody doing something with the Unreal? I don't think so. I don't see anybody in Unreal. Everybody's either writing a code or Professor X 17. Let's see what he does right now. He has one guy. Okay. Oh, he does Unreal too. Okay. Cool. Thanks, everybody. We continue this, if not tomorrow, then Friday, but I hope tomorrow. I really want to keep learning this. Thank you, everybody. See you soon.
That's Blue!
Who was that?
Do you trust that I do not want to see you die here tonight?
Sir, yes, sir.
Blue, you're my boy!
Thank you, sir.
Adamski. Welcome to the Blue World. See ya, Gamesful. Bye.